And there's a new report now from the Journal of the American Medical Association. This says that screen time now is impacting how our children's brains are developing.
Nobody can be left alone with their own thoughts. They got to look at this while they're shitting. They got to look at this while they're watching TV. They're looking at it while they're watching TV. Scrolling, like, look at this, look at this. Oh, what is this guy doing? Look. Scroll. You know what I'm saying? He's counting. That's how it is. Why are you even looking at it? This is garbage.
But can you chug a sparkling water and not burp? Oh my gosh. What do I do?
It does nothing for. Does it enhance your life? No.
Tom's impression of a person on the phone is
That's me. I get caught up in it. I'm just like, look at the scroll, and then I snap myself out of me. Like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Hopefully we find out that it's not as bad as they say.
Our kids one day in 20 years, they're going to be like, I can't believe you guys would just look at your phones all day and didn't realize how fucked up that was for your brains. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will. It'll be smart.
It'll be like when cigarettes were healthy for you.
It's this generation smoking.
Let's take a Winston break. That's it. Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Anytime you can, sit in the backseat of my car. Anytime too, and well, I like the way you charge the air. I can taste it coming like summer rain, but I'm not giving you up anytime soon, 'cause I know if I did, then I wouldn't have anybody to. No, I'm not giving you up anytime soon. No, I don't wanna have to try. You can say it and tell me, baby, now what's on your mind. Anytime you can tell me, Lord, it doesn't have to be this hard. No, not this time. Yeah, but I like the way you charge the air, but I'm not giving you up anytime soon, 'cause I know if I did, then I wouldn't have anybody to. No, I'm not giving you up anytime soon. No, I don't wanna have to try. Give me one good reason. Was it just for show? No, no. I wanted a good reason. Oh, no, no. I want you to know now. I want you to know. No, no. I want you to know. No. I want you to know. No, no. I want you to know. Baby. Oh, I want what you want. Oh, talk to me. I want giving you up anytime soon. No, oh no, oh no, 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 no. I don't really want to have to try so hard.
Have you heard, I think it's called clowncore, and it's a drummer and like a keyboard and a trigger player, and they dress like clowns, and they play in a porta potty. And it's the most technical jazz.
This is where we are,
fusion.
bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you
play
watch
in a porta potty?
This is the state of music right now. You have literally have to play in a porta potty if you want people to come to your shows.
See? In a porta potty, they're playing this.
In a perfect world, you wouldn't have to be in a porta potty to play badass music. So this is pretty awesome.
And it's Thanksgiving in Pennsylvania, so it's cold, you know, and we're in this shit box of a car, windows all rolled up, like heater doing the best it can, but it's struggling. And my dad just keeps farting. Like he's laying like mega turkey dad farts. Just like he keeps ripping them. And
hot box the whole car out.
It's building up in the car. And like we're like a block away from the house, and my mom goes, "Listen, if you fart one more fucking time, I'm gonna puke. I'm not gonna be able to." And my dad's like, "Okay, I got you. We're right there." And he goes like, "Brah!" It lays like another just grandfather fucking fart. And my mom, true to her word, just goes "Brah!" all over the desk. She doesn't even try to be cool about it. She's just puking everywhere. And like I'm in the back seat, and between the farts and that, I start puking all over.
Oh my god. Because these people, they truly believe that there is
They don't. They're not lying.
all-powerful being that created them, that's created the whole universe.
But they're
then
not
they
powerful
think that
being.
Let there be lights in the ceiling of the sky to separate day from night.
Isn't it impossible?
I can't say being. It's hard.
You can't say being?
Being.
It's not being, it's being.
Being. Being.
No, you're saying like my web search history is all in Bing. That's what I'm hearing.
Bing.
I don't
Two
use
syllables.
Google, I'll use Bing.
Hooked on Phonics worked for me.
Learn to read with Hooked on Phonics, the musical reading program.
Being.
Being.
Put a yeah, there you go. Put a space
Okay.
on it.
Well, that's
Being.
okay.
And then put it a little closer together. Put a grace note on it. Bing.
Basically has two syllables. Be-ing.
Being.
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 But, of course, as you hear, you have to join them together. Being.
Being. Anyway, how can you believe that this God is so powerful to create everything, but you can somehow trick it with an oven?
Yeah, or a string that goes around your...
or the poop hole. Once it's in, never want to hear about it. Whatever. I just whatever happens.
I'm done with it. Just stop.
I thought it absorbs me. Like I don't know. Like what?
And each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
You're raising coming out.
Children.
I don't even know what to say. So I thought it just got reabsorbed.
Well, yeah. I just went, like. like a suppository. Let
it break.
It's
Let
like,
it break before he makes it worse.
Butler wants us to stop talking because he's eating.
It's just like, oh, that suppository's falling out. Nobody wants to hear that. It's like, why is it falling out? I thought it was just in. It's always in.
It just dissolves up there? No, no, no. That's the best part, son. It stays put for as long as you need it to work.
Does your wife clean up afterwards?
No, I don't want to. I don't know. I don't check in. I'm not goddamn.
What happens after you have sex? Yeah, do you just fall asleep immediately?
We'd have to call her.
Cumlock Holmes. They have to find.
I'm out.
That's the name of the show.
I'm like, hey,
Cumlock Holmes.
you know what I need? I need to find out what happened to that.
But how do you know about them? Elementary, my dear Watson.
Evidently,
Yes,
my dear Plopson.
I don't want to know what happens to it. Yeah, so yes, there's something in the bathroom. She goes, but I'm not the chopper. But like, hey, what are you doing in there? What's happening?
I'm not saying you have
What's
to ask
falling
her.
out?
Michael Douglas, Robert Duvall, falling down.
I'm the bad guy?
No, I just like I go to the other bathroom with some things like where you go to our separate corners.
This is fucking weird, man.
You can't be hoit. You follow, you can't be hoit because you are too tough.
Take it on
some
And then the
Roy
quarterman
Jones Jr.
puts Vaseline on your eyelids.
some old black guy puts Vaseline on my forehead.
You can do it. You can do it. Hey, watch that jam. Watch the jam.
Stay outside. Stay outside. Don't get inside.
And then the super cold metal thing, which I've always wanted, on
the
my
iron.
face. And they put the cold iron on.
You good. You good.
And they press it.
Come on, champ. Come on, champ. Hey.
And then I go about my day.
Yes, I was watching Jim's face.
I was watching Jim.
And he was laughing.
No,
Look, he's
smile.
Look at him. He's laughing.
That is why.
Daphne, I gotta ask you the question because we all grew up with Fresh Prince, and because it got such it was so big of a show. There's all this, urban legend and it's part of our pop culture. And you being the second Vivian, I mean, it was always been a thing like, hey, there was an original Vivian, and then, you came in. But at the time, I feel like that doesn't happen anymore because of social media. And in the 90s, you could switch out actors and actresses.
Yeah, not really talk about it.
And then not really talk about it and just move on. And people were like, they had no way to research it or even find out. Like, hold on, that Aunt Vivian looks different.
Well, you have your big three, and I think I think that Daphne's going to know what I mean. You had your OG, which is Bewitched. Then you had Fresh Prince, and then you have Roseanne. Those are the big three of the swaps, right? Those are the ones that everybody talks about.
So, Daphne, I got to ask you, at the time, how weird was it for you to come in and start playing a part that someone else had played? Like, was it, what was that experience like?
It was a piece of cake. I just went to work.
That's right. I like that answer.
Her. I didn't have the same talents that she had. I mean, she was a dancer, and she had all this wonderful grace, and her personality was very different from mine. But what I could bring was me to that character.
Sure.
And what I needed to do was just become a part of that family. And they welcomed me with open arms. They knew my work from before and respected me as an actress. So I was warmly welcomed and asked one time what happened, why I'm there. And they said, we don't talk about it. I said, okay. And I never heard and never talked about it.
Oh,
I heard about
professional.
it.
Yeah, that's
a
pro.
She's not there for the drama.
Yeah, I'll let you in on a secret. I'll let you in on a few secrets. we never go into rehearsals without complaining about doing Who Let the Dogs Out. Never, ever.
But of course, that makes you
Right?
human being.
Yeah, that makes you real. That's why we're like, we love the Baja Men.
Right. But and then another thing is we dare not perform that song.
Come in,
before-
Rangoon. Hello, come in, people of Earth. Hello, people of Earth. There's my wife.
Okay.
We're on the show. You're
We're
telling your
on
medical
the
history.
telling
I tried to verify the mics were off.
Hippocratic oath.
Like, I would very low,
My God, you guys are really airing it out, talking
well,
about.
we have talked about Dr. Powers on this show, so
I got my blood test results.
Did you?
Yeah, he can compound.
Might explain
What's
why
happening?
I'm so tired all the time.
Like
What's going on?
No, I'm very sleepy.
Did somebody break this?
Yeah, somebody broke the mic. It was
Oh,
EJ.
yeah.
These
It's
are
EJ.
very difficult to.
Yeah. They
to,
told
like,
me when I went to buy these, all the listeners said, "Don't buy those; they're cheap." And I said, "Well, I have
What
to
do the
buy."
listeners know?
I said, "I have to buy cheap. You have to lift. You have to go up high to go down low. You have to go way high."
It's like an old school lawn chair.
Yes, it is like an old. Yeah, you got to
all
click
the
it
way
forward.
over,
Yes,
and then back.
Thank
That's
you.
how my
It's like being
center
at a
console used to be.
It's like
on
being in a
my
courtyard by
Tiguan.
Marriott.
Really? Yeah. On my Tiguan, I would have to go all the way back.
Yeah.
To go all the way.
All the way back to go all the way forward. We conceived our child in the Tiguan, all the way back to get it all the way in.
Oh my Jesus.
All the way in there.
I got a compliment on my shirt already.
Did you really? What'd they say?
I stole it from you, but.
That is my shirt. Yeah,
You
hey,
think?
that's my fucking shirt. That's my Christmas shirt.
It looks like a brand new shirt.
Take my shirt off right now.
Wore it.
Take my
Never
fucking
wore it,
take the
so
shirt off. Take that
I-
shirt off right now.
Those seams are.
Take that
Chris,
shirt off.
Yeah.
Take it off.
If you start not wearing shirts,
Take it off and
I'm
show
gonna
those
take off.
pink pig titties.
Oh, come on.
I'm
Is this
warming
a
up.
free
I'm
show?
warming up. This is a warm up.
Is
This
this
is a
Friday
warm up.
free show? Can we cuss on this?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can say whatever you want. You own half the company.
can you cuss? That's a.
Can you
I
curse?
used
That's
to
so
go.
southern.
I used to go.
Can I cuss?
Go too far, but now I feel like I can't.
Every time I use the restroom in my office, it says,
I went-
"You signed it.
yeah.
I went too far."
I went too far.
Yeah.
And then you signed.
used
Didn't
to
you say
like
like
that.
property of Tom Van? And I like that. I was like, this lady knows where
Oh, did I?
bread is buttered.
I haven't been in that bathroom in so
Yeah,
long.
it says like property
I
of
left
Tom
it.
Van. I was like, property.
I redid
like,
the whole bedroom, but I left the bathroom, so it's got still a little bit of.
all the writings on the wall.
Yeah.
Would you like for me to begin, sir?
Sure.
Here we go. It is BDM Wifecast. Here we go in 3. It is BDM, right?
No,
regular.
AMT. Yeah,
AMT.
yeah.
Wifecast.
Friday show.
Ah, Friday show.
Wait, AMT?
Yeah. What you go?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Friday,
yeah, it's-
Friday free show. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. It's all running together.
You guys-
And 3, 2. It is your Friday free show of the week with our wives, Tom and Dan. Merry Christmas.
Well,
You
this is
better
after Christmas.
Merry. Oh yeah, it's after. You're right. Oh my God. Merry holidays.
How confusing.
I know.
You guys.
Well, we have to record in such a way. I don't know where. I haven't known what we've recorded in the last 3 weeks. No idea.
Yeah.
I just sit down and I'm just like, just give them the full. Daniel.
You better play that "Time for Bath" song, or those people will.
Yeah. Oh
riot.
yeah. They'll get all of that. They'll get the
Okay.
bath. They'll get all the jingle jangles and all of that. But hey, welcome
the
to the show, everybody.
Yeah. Hi.
How's it going, guys?
Good. My UPS man, bing bong, yesterday, and was like, "Hey, I'm listening to the show with the kids on it. It's
Yeah.
so good."
He liked it.
Oh, how
yeah.
fun.
UPS man liked the Kid Cast. There you go.
Yeah.
Is it the same guy that we've known for a long time?
No, that guy actually moved out to like Chuliota, apparently. But this UPS guy also listens. But our old guy, he got bit by a dog the first day he moved out to his new route.
Oh no.
Yeah, new route. There you go. Yeah, I know you guys wanted all the details on what was going
What's
on
on
with the
the
UPS
UPS
guy.
guy?
Yeah, he got bit. He got bit.
This is what happens in Pleasantville. You know what goes on with all of like your UPS, your FedEx.
We do.
Can I tell you something funny that I've never said before?
Ooh,
I don't know
I
if
like
anybody
that.
really
Uh-oh.
cares about this. So that UPS guy that Andrea and I were just talking about, he used to deliver to my office that I used to work at.
Did he hit on you?
No. But then I saw Andrea had said hi to him, and I was like, oh, that's weird. That's my UPS guy or whatever. And she said, yeah, he lives here in the neighborhood. He lives in a house over there. And I was like, he lives in a house over here. I want to see it. And she drove me over there to like drive by, look at it because I was curious. And he was outside. And then Andrea said to
I do
him,
not
she
remember.
wanted to look at your house. And I was like, oh my God, how
Wait,
long
what the what happened? No, this is
First of all,
this
I
is
do
an
not
insane
remember
admission.
that.
This is a.
it was
you
in
should
your
have
old
never said this.
convertible. It was in your convertible.
This isn't. This
And I
isn't
don't remember How
this
could
is
I
an
possibly
insane admission.
explain that I told her
So
that
I
I
called
wanted to
you
look
out?
at the UPS guy's house?
Yeah.
But she was just
Well, you
innocently.
guys used to do that all the time. I remember you guys used to pile into a car and then go try and get on other people's Wi-Fi to try and track people down.
What are you talking about? I never did that.
I may have done that.
I
may have done.
I may have
driven. I may
You just
have
accuse them of doing something.
Well,
you
that's
did.
what you do. That's how you throw them off the set. You accuse them of what you did. Everybody knows that
It's
old
the
trick.
old Michael Scott telling a bunch of lies and
Yeah.
only one truth.
Maybe I drove over to Sanford and sat in a cul-de-sac and tried to jump on people's Wi-Fi to see if I could track the identification ID number of somebody's phone.
I used to drive by like old boy band's house, and you just drive by.
What,
You
drive by
want to
and
get
do
a
what?
glimpse.
Drive by and yell?
You want to get a glimpse.
Lance, don't be gay.
You know what I thought about the other day?
What's that, buddy?
That it's insane that me and Crystal are married and so different, and our brains are so different that we can be a couple and have lasted this long because
I think it's impressive.
Isn't that why though?
Yeah, I think a lot
Is
of
it
it
the
has
opposites
To, yeah, I
thing?
think a lot of it has to do
Paul
with
Abdul said opposites attract.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that you guys are different folks.
Yeah, but you would think that opposites may attract, but they never are able to stay together.
Is it because you don't
of
care?
magnets?
Yeah, he's
How
like,
does that work?
Yeah, like the fact that I was even curious, the fact that I even knew the UPS guy was the same guy, and that I was even curious about what his house looked like or where
Yeah.
he lived, is dumbfounding to him.
Yeah, but I can't even.
I
It doesn't.
can't fathom that
Yeah.
I would be curious about.
I think you guys go together well because
I do too.
Because you care about nothing, so nothing will bother you when she'll take on that load.
And then everything bothers Crystal with his.
When you say he cares about nothing,
No,
I don't feel like
yeah,
that's not a fair statement.
I
mean,
thought it was pretty fair.
Yeah. Of course,
I thought
you
that was a
motherfuckers-
fair assessment.
Of course, both of you do. Of
Right.
course.
Also-
the number of things that you guys line up all the time. How many times do I say that to you?
Yes.
And I get
He
mad
says,
about
"Oh,
it.
that's something Tom."
I'm
would
like, oh,
say."
thanks a lot, Tom.
I'll
say that.
Oh, you got him at work and you got him at home.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not as
I
I'm
know.
not. No, like
I know.
Tom and I are very different in ways too, but
Yeah,
at least I'm a
Yeah,
realist.
yeah, you got a vagina.
Yeah.
That's about it. There's a lot of logic going on, and I see how you both roll your eyes at my chirping. I see it.
I could tuck mine into a vagina. Like it actually goes anyway.
Speaking of
Um,
chirping, I want to talk about chirping too.
Oh, what do you
All right,
mean?
hey,
Go ahead,
this
you
is
go
a
first.
look, we're gonna tangent today and just have fun. So whatever is on the table is on the table.
Maybe it's a gripe. I am trying. I've told Daniel 4 times last night, "Hey, I'm trying to finish this book," and this guy just all night. Talking,
I was
So
talking
talking to the
about watching
dog.
the goddamn Falcons.
watching the Falcons, talking to the dog, asking me questions. Do you think Dansby likes me? Do you think Dansby loves me? And I'm like,
don't say this stuff. This is bad for business.
I'm like,
This is up there. We're driving by the fucking letter carrier's house.
I'm like, I have 20.
He asked you if you think Dansby likes him.
I did ask that.
How would he
I had
first-
some questions.
How would Andrew know?
I don't know.
No,
She
and then
seems
he's like-
very
and then
intelligent.
he's
Maybe
like,
she knows.
What do you think Dansby would say to me right now if he could talk? And
Oh,
I'm like-
maybe I was
You're
really
like-
high.
you're
I could have
actively
been very,
reading.
very high.
I'm like, I just try to say again, I'm almost done with this book. I have 20 pages left.
I know what happens. It's always the same thing. It's the,
And then
the
he's like,
fucking sisters
"What are-"
separate and the one goes to live in the lighthouse.
And he's like, what are you reading? And I'm like,
Oh my God.
Okay, so I was thinking the other day. It might have been last night even. I was it was
Chat
Sunday.
room just said, fun show.
Oh, screw you guys.
That's right. That's what I say.
That's
You
what-
know, we got
Oh
more
my
in
God.
common than I
you
thought.
guys should make out right now. That was
What is it?
hot.
Well, I was like on Sunday, TC wanted to watch football after his race. Okay, he did a run, so I'm just gonna give him the day or whatever. So then Monday we're watching football again, and I just started yelling, "Boring, boring!"
By the way, I have to run an incredible long way to ever get what I want.
Oh, shut up!
It's hilarious.
You know how hard of the feet that was?
13 miles. It's hilarious.
Just to
that
watch
you-
football?
Are you just laying on the couch screaming it? Are you just yelling it? Oh, I
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
That's
oh
funny.
my God.
That's very funny.
Anyway, so I ended up laying on top of him, just directly on top of him, putting my face right in his face, because I felt like I really just needed some attention, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And I've been talking a lot more to him, and he's been listening a lot less. And so
Hey, hold on. I have that too.
You guys are so similar.
I think it's like you create the chirper when you don't give them the attention.
Yes, you created me. You made me.
And hey, your mom is a chirper.
No, I
I'm
know.
not saying anything
I know.
she doesn't already know. She talks a lot, and I think the more she talks, the less you listen, and then the more she talks, and the less you listen, and it just compounds. It just
believe me.
So you have to
And I
engage.
think
If you
that-
want me to go away, you have to engage.
Could you guys chirp to each other?
We do.
You and Crystal,
I think
like
we
when
chirp
you guys
sometimes.
feel like you
I
need
think
that
so.
attention, can you give each other the?
I think we
can
know
you
when
text
to
each other?
distance our chirping too.
Maybe,
I
but
think.
I don't know about you, Daniel, but I need the attention specifically from him.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I understand.
I
what
don't
you
want
mean.
anybody else.
Yeah. I'm not even a factor in this equation. This is a. Yeah, no, I understand.
I repeat myself a lot because I'm like, well, I know he didn't hear me the first 2 times, and then he's probably over there going,
Yeah.
She says the same thing over and over again.
It's the number one thing I say in the house. What do I say?
Nobody listens to me.
Nobody listens
But
to me.
I see.
It's the number one thing I say.
I-
I literally say nobody listens to me more than anything
But
I've ever fucking said in my life.
What has come to light lately that I am taking it in, even if you think I don't listen, I know it. I'm taking it in by osmosis.
You know what I just thought of? Daniel's lucky that his parents are dead.
All right.
Here's why.
Fun show.
Here's why.
I like
All
that.
right, let me
This is called
explain.
and this is defending a monster. Hold on,
Let me
where-
explain. I got to defend myself in a minute.
I love this.
So when you just brought up my mom being a chirper, and I think a lot of people have gone through this realization. It's like when my mom's telling me a super long-winded story about her going to the grocery store and what had happened in this small encounter
Yeah.
with the cashier.
Yeah. I do this to you sometimes
and then I'm like, God damn, finish the story a little faster. And then
And then you remember that's what all the listeners did.
and then I'm like, oh my God, I do this. and then I'm like, oh my God, are other people tired of hearing this too? Anyway. So that's why Daniel doesn't have to go through that realization that you're like your parents.
Oh, I 100% am. And I do it sometimes too, even on the show. I'll start telling a story because, my reactions, my quips, and my quick wit are probably my strength, right? Well, that's my strength. But, I'll get into a story, and much like my father, I'll wander down the path, and because I enjoy wiping my brain clean, there will be no punchline at the end. And
I just have no idea where
and
you're
I'll
going.
just look around, and I'll be like, this is fine. This is where we're stopping.
Yeah.
This is where we're stopping,
That makes me
right
uncomfortable.
here. Yeah, and for some reason, I thrive at it, man. It's crazy.
So, speaking of me and Crystal being different people, she sent me a reel the other day, and the reel was of a lady driving in a car listening to her husband just walk around with his cell phone in the pocket because he butt dialed her by accident, and she's just waiting to hear a female voice so she can catch him cheating.
Is this you, Crystal?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then she sends me this reel.
You did this to me at Publix.
But it just makes me feel better when I see it from someone else, because I'm like, well, I'm not the only one.
And then I can't
So,
even
like-
fathom.
Like if he butt dials me and leaves a voicemail that's 10 minutes long,
You're listening
Do
to
you
the
I'm
whole
listen-
listening
thing?
to every second of the voicemail.
I just delete. Swipe
And-
delete.
Hold on,
I'm
this
telling
is,
Crystal.
this is a really important revelation
I'm
that I
like
don't.
listening, waiting for something to happen in the background that I can be like, what was that?
yeah.
let
me unbutton.
No, it's not going to be like that. It's just going to be like,
Well, but hold on.
I'm like,
but
what?
hold on a second.
Back
but,
up. What was that?
But wouldn't you rather have what I just told you, that the lady saying what you want to hear? Because if it's just something that you're just going to question even more, it's just going to drive you even more crazy.
the thing is, I know there's nothing there.
Then
But
why
I
listen
still gotta
to the-
listen just in case. I got to listen.
So
God, I think I probably would listen to the whole thing too, though. I'm trying to run the numbers.
Yeah.
Daniel butt dials me. I'm hanging it up immediately.
No.
She said the same thing.
I'm like,
And-
hello,
and you know
then
what?
hang up.
And she also won't text me back saying, like, did you need anything or anything like that? You don't get, like, she'll be like, if he needed me, he'll call me.
He'll call again.
Fuck
Yeah.
him.
That's like when you and Crystal, when she used to fly somewhere or whatever. I don't need her to check in after when her plane lands or whatever. I'm just like, if it crashes, I'll know on the news. Like, you know,
Do you look upon? You know, that's why I need.
you know what I'm
Merry
saying?
Christmas.
Like planes don't crash that often. If one crashes and then it's up to the,
That
I'll
would
be
be
like,
an
oh,
awesome
okay.
Christmas card.
You
if
don't
it
need to
said,
tell
if
me.
your plane crashes, I'll
no.
see it on the news. Merry Christmas from T&D Media. I think I might do that next year. 'cause
Yeah,
that's
I don't
hilarious.
need you to say I landed safely. I'm like, I know. I just assumed.
Now, what if you get a text that says I landed safely because they hit it like they did a preemptive, but they crashed?
I'll see it on the news.
Oh, that'd be terrible. Oh my
Do you,
god.
you don't even look at FlightAware or like if she's on Delta, you don't even check that it's
No.
landed.
No.
He doesn't even know what the flight number is. He's gonna have to look that up as he's going to the airport.
If you have to text me to say, can you look up what?
See, and this is the absurd part of all this is the Crystal's fear of me cheating because she knows I'm not capable. I'm barely capable of going to the grocery store and getting what we need to get and all the items.
Without getting a random blowjob in the parking lot.
No, I'm just saying.
I can't do that.
It's really not a fear of you cheating. I know it really seems like that. It will be extremely hard for me to explain why it's not that.
Okay.
But you're going to try.
I'm
with you. And I'm with you. Hold on.
You have
And
nightmares about it.
I
you
am
tell
with you
me.
as an advocate, and I'm willing to help. Let's walk through this.
I don't want to.
I've never had
walk
Daniel a
through it.
cheating nightmare. Never.
Really?
Never once.
Well, you should.
I've-
Because I'm,
Has he
have.
ever cheated on you?
No.
But
Oh, hold on. I've never cheated on you.
Holy smokes! You just blew my fucking hands off a little bit.
No, it wasn't cheating technically.
Is this frog
because you
pajamas
didn't-
again?
You know, it's one of those.
Oh, yeah.
10
You've had
or
a lot
12.
of women in pajamas in your life.
I was a teenager. A teenager.
And you should be canceled for it.
Well, I was in love.
I was looking
Yeah.
at my right cheek, and I'm like, God damn, I have sun damage on the right side of my face because Crystal won't let me drive, and I have to sit in the passenger seat. And like a trucker, I got sun damage on the right. And so the trucker
kept
gets on the
man.
left.
You're a kept man.
You ever seen, because Crystal gets car sick, and I don't care. I don't care
I
about
drive
anything.
him around all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's because I'm drunk.
Well,
Can't drive drunk. You're not supposed to do that. That's just a bad thing to do.
So yes, have her explain why.
yeah.
No.
I used to have that with
know
you.
why.
I used to have that with you.
Well, yeah, you were cheated on, but I never indicated anything that I would cheat.
But you
on.
didn't indicate that you weren't going to cheat.
Yes, I did.
I need some pledges and shit.
Blood oath.
Yeah. I need
What
know,
about Andrea? like if Andrea ever
cheated
you
on
came
me?
in, like,
I'd tear her world apart. I'd tear your
Oh yeah,
world
we've
apart.
talked about this.
That's why I know
I'd
you
be
burn it to
impro-
the ground, right? I'll tear your fucking world apart. You'll never see. First of all, you'll never see your child again.
You will
and,
be
and,
surprised.
And I'll hurt her too. I'll cut her hair like a flat top. I'll hurt everybody in my life. I'll push everybody away. I'll destroy everybody's. It'll be terrible.
I
wouldn't
go from
even-
peaceful and loving to very crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
I would
real
be
quick,
super
the line is
psycho.
thin.
I'd be world
I would-
star. I'll be stabbing your fucking tires,
Well,
stabbing
no.
your everything.
Okay.
Everything in the world is terrible.
I wouldn't feel bad for Danielle. I would. My only feeling would be, didn't know she had it in her. I'd be surprised.
She's free.
No, not even that. I'd be like, my God, holy shit,
Look
she
at her
did
go.
it.
Look at her go.
I would have never, ever, I would have bet $1 million against that. Anyway.
Do you think you could, if Crystal something happened to her, if she became incapacitated somehow, do you think you could run your household?
Yes. It would be
different?
loose.
What does loose mean?
For instance, like when I'm driving my boat, and then Crystal's up.
Wait, is she incapacitated on the boat with you? Or
No.
Oh.
I'll just, with it going full speed, I'll just leave the steering wheel and go and dig around in the cooler for a, White Claw or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
then
fine.
It's still
You have
driving.
7 Mississippis,
It's
I think.
wide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I could run it, but it would be loose.
Okay.
The boat would be driving with nobody. Sometimes I'd be drunk. Just like how I captain my boat.
Do you think that I could run? No, there's no way I could.
Yeah, we all know the answer.
When I go,
I mean, I'll just, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you stepping in.
when I go for a week, it's a lot of planning.
You know
when
what
I have
sucks
to go.
though about it is I think I actually am, and you can. I mean, obviously, answer honestly. I think I did a decent job.
Yes.
Maisie did not.
Maisie
like,
was
I
so
thought I
worried.
did a really, if we're just being real on the show, it fucking hurt my feelings a lot. I get my feelings hurt. I'm too sensitive.
What, Maisie hurt your feelings?
Yeah, because I did a good job with getting her to dance on but she still, the report to Andrea, I was like, it was all right.
She's still, it's
like,
not you.
It was like, I was like, one day we were like pushing it, we're a little bit late, and and he didn't wait for the one mom that wanted, and it wasn't not. It just wasn't.
She has she's very particular about how she likes to do things. So
who does that remind you of?
So I bet by next year she'll just do it all on her own.
Yeah.
I'll leave. You just have to take care of yourself.
Yeah, 100%. Do you guys want to do any voicemails or emails? You want to like keep it moving and grooving? You guys want to help
Whatever
us,
you want to do.
help us
Yeah,
answer some stuff here?
Yeah.
Let's jump in here. Go ahead, T.
Before we start
Yeah, man.
voicemails, I had this thought the other day because I heard this this thing about the 10% rule for life on Earth. And
What is that? I've never heard that.
And it reminded me of the show where we're speaking about each other's differences, and me and Daniel are super different in that way. A lot alike in some ways, but a lot different in a lot of these ways we're talking about.
You sound like our president to be, right?
And
very like in some ways, very different in many other ways.
I like to keep it vague. Everything I say is a mystery.
As you're saying that, I was like, I fucking like this guy. I like this guy. I like what he's saying. He said we were very.
You just say things.
Like we're also very much different. It's a very sticky, but also a very slick situation we have. What the fuck is this?
I love speaking in generalities.
I know. Give me that smoke, baby.
So, and the 10% life rule is like, for instance, if we were 10% closer to the sun, the Earth would be too hot to inhabit. There'd be no life. And if we were 10% further away than we are in our solar system, then the Earth would be too cold. Like it literally. Yeah. I mean, the 10% makes a difference. Same thing with how the Earth spins.
How high were you when you were listening?
Oh, super high.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. All right.
Go on.
But I have a point here. So then, and then the same thing with like the Earth spinning. If it was 10% spinning too slow, our days would be too long. It would get too hot during the day.
Sure.
Like 12-hour days is kind of the perfect, or 12 hours a day, 12 hours a night. It's like a perfect medium to create life.
It works out great.
Moon, same thing. All these things. The little Jupiter, if there's 10% further, the asteroids. Anyway, and I was thinking.
Come on, Marilyn. Get it out.
Is this all an exercise to see if he can channel his mom and like?
And I was thinking the same thing with this business, and me and Daniel like doing this podcast for a living or whatever.
Yeah.
If all these things 10% different, like if Daniel was 10% less emotional,
10% fatter,
he would have never quit his goddamn radio job. But that was a foolish thing to do at the time.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's a good.
And he only did it out of hate.
I did pure spite.
Like logically, it was not
a
good.
move. I just bought a house. It was a really bad move.
Bumbling fool. I had no business doing any business. You shouldn't have had confidence that I would have been able to build this into a business.
You're too mean to yourself.
No, but I think about it was worse sandals, Bahama sandals. Like what? I had no training.
That's
whatsoever.
a man that likes to party.
And then if I was less confident, anyway, a lot of things perfectly. 10% difference would have never. And
I never thought about that.
So what I'm saying is this podcast is as crazy as life on Earth.
Yeah, it's as truly as that unique. No, I agree. I
feel like we just got to the end, like Daniel said, and we were like, oh, okay.
Hang on. I like it. I thought it was good. All right.
No, that was a very sweet thing to like end the year on.
It's a very sweet thing to say. And you guys are shitting all over it, especially my wife.
We're
I
here
feel
to
like
have
it was
fun.
a little like an awkward way to say I love you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got. Yeah,
right?
is that he enjoys this. Yeah, that's what I took it as.
That was painful.
Because if things were 10% different in either way, it wouldn't be.
Don't let him mock
as
you.
it is.
Don't let him mock you like that.
I did the equivalent of Short Circuit, moving his eyebrows to show love.
Johnny Five is alive.
If he moves his eyebrows, he's got feelings.
It's true. Sorry. All right, let's do this one right here. I think it ties in. Crystal's here. This is a good one to do.
I'm listening to a BDM show where Tom is talking about how his mother-in-law and bird people in general have just kind of learned to drown out the sound of their bird squawking, and they just go about their day and phone calls and stuff without caring that their birds are loud as shit. And I'm pretty new to my current job, under a year. And when I started, everything was remote, but lately the big boss has been pushing very hard to get everybody to come back into the office and to end remote work despite our jobs being able to be done completely remote. And I thought that was just because he's older, and so wants to just get back to what he knows. But I think I've figured out the reason, and it's because his boss under him, or the boss under him, is a bird lady. I had to give a presentation to all the big bosses. It was on Zoom, and the entire presentation, the second in command, the bird lady, did not mute herself on Zoom.
I would have muted her.
And her birds were just squawking crazy the entire time. And I guess she just didn't notice, has no idea that they squawk. I assume by now she knows how to mute herself on Zoom. And I'm pretty sure that the big boss is just too awkward to tell her you need to mute yourself when your birds are squawking. And instead, he's just decided everybody needs to come in so I don't have to sit in on any more meetings.
I like that.
With your loud squawking birds.
Okay.
So, birds are kind of ruining my life too, Tom.
No, that's hard. Hey, that's
You
harsh.
can mute a person.
Yeah, you can.
Right, and wait, that's her boss is not telling her to shut the fuck up and mute this shit?
Yeah, but
You're
it'd be
ruining
like
this whole thing.
Yeah, but think about like
That's
if
his
Tom, if Tom and I were doing a Zoom call with one of our employees, he's not going to tell the bird lady to turn right.
You can go in
True.
and
You're right.
silently
Yeah, you
mute
can.
her.
You can.
And she will get the picture.
Right, I
after
think the
a
guy
while.
made a wrong assumption that he said, I assume she knows how to mute herself by now, but
No.
a lot of people
A lot
don't.
of people
I
don't.
learned that when we did homeschooling, and that was every parent in there was having conversations in the background. The kids are,
Oh yeah.
you know,
A lot of
it's the
yelling.
worst. Nobody
know
knows.
if
Like,
I-
everybody should be on mute unless
Right.
you're speaking.
If I had to go back into the office, I think it would be very hard for me because I'm used to working in such a quiet, closed environment that any noise or anything would just, I would be very unproductive.
Yeah.
So I have the ability to tune things out, right? We
Yes.
talked about it earlier. Even though I told DJ he was playing a pinball, and I was like, you got to cut that out when we're doing the show.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's
play
only
it again?
because you want our like to
the product,
right.
yeah.
You want the product to be
like
good.
if I was just
I get
sitting in the office, I could
wouldn't
play. Anything going on wouldn't bother me. Anyway, so tuning things out. I could tune things out. Always been able to since I was a kid.
Tommy has that, right?
Tommy has it. It's getting up into your head, daydreaming or something. I don't know what. It's the Venn diagram of this and the disabilities I have. And, I don't know if it's a good ability to have or whatever. Anyway,
It's like you can get in there and you can't get out, or is that?
I would not be able to tune those birds out. They are ear-piercingly loud to the point of
It's horrible.
I mean, I can.
It is horrible.
Like that's how much the birds drive you crazy to be able to tune them out.
I can hear them inside my house with all the doors closed.
Yeah,
And they're inside my mother's house.
a football field away.
Do you think that's why the guy does his car?
He moved.
He's moving.
He's moving.
The birds drove him out.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, we won that one.
He left. He left.
Oh my God, that's a good idea. So if you really dislike somebody, you're just gonna get birds next door.
Do the birds do it at night?
Then live with them screaming for 70 years. All just to make your
It's
neighbors
got an
move.
old boy vibe to it, right? It's like the ultimate revenge story is to move in. I had to move in next door to him, and I lived there till the end of my life with the birds to drive them insane. And she got a new one, right? Didn't she get a new bird?
Yeah, but that one doesn't say anything.
Okay,
It
that's
doesn't
good.
talk. They don't do it at night, though. They when the sun goes down, they go down also.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Because if they're like in the trees, they can't be out flying around in the
Can
dark.
you simulate
No.
darkness?
But then you
simulate
can't-
so they.
Yeah,
Don't you fuck them up if you put a
and that's why my mom has these birds is because people will do that. They'll put them in a dark room so they'll shut up, or they'll put them in a basement or something.
that's a good idea.
And then they're tortured animals. So then my mom rescues them.
And then
now
they
she
rip
has
all their feathers out,
Yeah.
except for their head feathers,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is real
Yeah,
creepy.
yeah. That's what I'm gonna do when I go crazy. I'm gonna rip all my clothing off except for a hat.
They can't bite their own head.
Let's try this one right here. I figured you ladies would like this one.
Hey, Dom and Dan, this is Zach from Ohio. I had a buddy of mine say that he broke up with his boyfriend because his boyfriend had like a really big wiener, and my buddy has a below maybe just a little below average sized. And he was saying he ended up having to break up with him because it gave him too much a feeling of inferiority. And it totally blew my mind that, like, that is I don't know, like, that I could see that being weird, like, that you have a direct comparison. Like,
I mean, I think
I
I don't think I'd break up with the guy with the big dick. I'm with the guy with the big dick.
I never thought about that, though.
No.
About the fact that, like, two men in a relationship, if one is, like, I don't know,
But I
bigger
want the
than
big dick.
then I might feel like, oh, God, I always feel bad about myself.
No, but I want the big dick.
And-
Do you?
But maybe you want to be the one
yeah,
with the
I'm,
big
I'm playing
dick.
a gay person.
No, but I'm
Yeah.
saying, but maybe you don't want it. Maybe you want a small dick.
I have a small dick.
And maybe
but
that's what the other guy wanted, and then his boyfriend broke up with him because
it hurts your butthole.
So you're saying maybe it could hurt your butthole.
Well, I'm just
that is-
logically.
yeah.
No,
Are
it
you
does-
He's
want
not wrong.
Smaller.
He's
I like
not wrong
a
on that.
needle size.
Yeah, if you have a needle dick like EJ, you
suppository
could go
size
into
dick.
anybody's anus.
Yeah,
Anyone's
yeah.
anus is on board with EJ because he's got a tiny needle
Also,
dick.
easier to
Yeah.
blowjobs, right?
No, not
Oh.
a needle dick. Best blowjob dick is like you want like a Red Bull can.
Okay.
That's
Did
a
you
best
guys
blowjob.
see-
Michelob Ultra?
Yeah, Mick Ultra.
That's pretty wide.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
You didn't need
yeah,
to say that.
I like a dry erase marker. That's a perfect size.
Did
I
you
like
see
I like a marching drumstick.
people
actually.
are making fun of Justin Timberlake's
dick.
pee-pee?
Yeah, there's that he
No,
has
where
a
did they see it?
Well, so he on his concert tour, I guess he gets into a harness because he flies or he has to be hooked in, and it
Okay,
like
you're 60 years old. You don't need to be flying around.
He's not had a good year, has
so
he?
No,
he
everybody's
puts on
over.
the
We're
harness,
over him.
and they said he's trying to like pull his shirt down over it, but it like really like accentuated how tiny, and like all these people are just.
Well, he's a slight white dude that sings falsetto. Like, what? He doesn't put off any big dick energy.
No,
Like,
he
like,
doesn't.
Screech had a big
dick.
dick.
Yeah,
Because
he
they-
did.
And
Yeah.
you
Justin
said
Timberlake-
Tuttle,
Was
right?
he giving
Has
off?
he-
Are these? Yeah, like are they giving off that energy?
Yeah, skinny dudes, like especially nerds, have giant hogs.
I mean, is that small?
No, that's not it. I don't think that's it.
Good looking.
I mean, that's not small.
White dudes that can sing. Small dick, except
I
for
mean, that thing goes in and out, doesn't it?
John Mayer.
You know what I mean? Like it's not always just big. It's
No.
like if you're
Mine's never big, actually. Mine.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean,
if you're scared or you're cold or whatever,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
I think it's unfair to assess this man's size.
I agree.
In that situation.
Well, I think people are just piling on
listen,
Justin.
but his
if
Timberlake.
body type.
If you put me in a harness like that, you'd all be saying, "Look how big her vagina is." Because
I wouldn't say
you
that.
know what I'm saying? Like it's just gonna squish everything.
I
into
wouldn't
this
say that.
weird
That would not be
spot.
the first thing I'd scream.
Like you're
Because my business partner's here, I wouldn't be like, hey, look how big her vagina
I'm
is.
just
I'd be
saying,
like,
like,
Big vaginas are
Yeah.
not a thing for men.
Yeah.
We never say
I've-
like, big, small vaginas.
I've never said that.
Yeah.
I haven't
It
seen
just
the
doesn't
picture.
matter.
yeah. When I see one, I just
well,
go,
it's
Yeah,
unfair.
me and Daniel,
I like them all.
You want to see his little?
There's another reason we're in
If
business.
you see the picture, it's not as.
All right,
It's
I'm
not
going.
flattering.
Me and Daniel aren't picky.
No, I like
Yeah.
a big, small.
You
That's
shouldn't take offense
interesting
to that.
me.
All right, there's his little weenie. It's a nothing.
Yeah. Well, again, he is a small white dude that could sing.
Well, I think people like Justin Timberlake, so they're like hopeful.
I
that
don't think
he-
they like him anymore. I think we
no,
turned
he,
on him.
he had like what happened at the
The
beginning of
DUI.
the year? Okay, he had a DUI, but then he also like didn't he cancel the tour because of the DUI? But actually, it was low ticket sales.
Yes, and he had that gal he like was groping on.
Yes,
that was a couple
that was, like,
years
that
ago.
was so the beginning of the end was the whole like
the groping of the other woman.
and also his treatment of Brittany kind of came back to haunt him during her whole deal. You know, people were like, "Oh, you treated her so bad." So yeah, he's just had a rough year. You know who hasn't had a rough year? Old booger eating jelly roll. That guy. Holy smokes. He's on the new Snoop Dogg album. The follow-up to Doggy Style came out. We're supposed to talk to D-Rug about it at some point. It's called Missionary. And they do a cover of Last Dance of Mary Jane where you got Jelly Roll singing the Tom Petty hook.
Wow.
And it's like, oh, God, this guy's he's killing it.
I like that even less now.
Yeah,
I like him even less.
It sucks. They're taking every good country song and they're just flushing it down the fucking toilet. I hate it.
Oh, that MGK.
The Tracy Chapman one too. Oh God.
Oh, I like the Tracy Chapman one. I hate the MGK one of the John Denver.
Oh yeah, kind
don't
of
know. I'll have
like
to hear that.
Broken Road.
Oh.
Yeah, that's with Jelly Roll as well. It's just
I
fake
think
garbage.
this is maybe old folks being mad that the young folks are doing their music.
Yeah.
I feel old.
They're
Like
taking our music. They're taking our jobs.
Yeah,
they don't do it as good.
yeah, I think that's every generation looks
How
at
old
the,
is Jelly Roll?
He is got to be 40, 38, something like that.
late 30s.
Yeah,
or
he
something.
started late. You want to do a little? This is a Christmas tradition voicemail.
Hey there, Tom and Dan. This is Keyed Up BDM. I was just curious about you guys. Do you have any kind of traditions that you guys do every year for like the Christmas time?
I don't really. Do you guys have any like that other than the ones that I think our listeners absolutely know? Are there any new ones that you guys have been trying to do this year?
Well, we started a Miami Christmas tradition.
Oh yeah, are you doing that? Let's talk about that.
Where Dre dresses up like Santa Claus, and then he comes in.
He's gonna DJ, right? Like, doesn't he keep them?
Booty dances.
Yeah, he starts dancing.
All the kids are dancing.
This sounds
It's
amazing.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, I love
It's just a Christmas party with friends, but we have the Santa come and he hands out gifts.
So that
It's
is,
really fun.
A tradition that kind of we started, and then we did the Christmas tree outside for a while, but then it became a pain.
You guys
in
do
the
the
ass.
train too.
The train.
I
to
like that
Winnipeg.
one.
I like that one too.
I like that you guys do that one.
I miss the tree outside. But like we used to actually take our actual Christmas tree outside in the middle of the night. We couldn't do that now. They'd wake up.
Yeah.
That'd be a mess. Yeah, it's
Advent calendars are big in our house.
Oh gosh, the
Yeah.
advent calendar. You know what I did?
I
this
made
year?
my own.
Did you? What?
Yeah.
Andrea.
Yeah,
Because I could not find what I
super
wanted. Like
annoying.
they were. So now I've really screwed myself for
For the future.
For the
Why? Because is
future.
it really
well, it's
good?
like full-size
Yes.
products. It's like, oh, let's open December 5th. And like, oh, what did I get? Oh, a giant bottle of shampoo.
Like
oh,
if
that's
it was
great.
a hair skincare one, I didn't like what I was seeing in stores, and I wanted products that were good for her. Like, 'cause if you just buy one in the store, some products she should not put on her face.
Right.
So I went through and I got sample sizes of stuff and moisturizer.
That's cute.
And
I got the kids One Piece advent calendar because they're into One Piece.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's
It's
One
a
Piece.
show
Okay.
on Netflix.
Anime. It's
okay.
a
It started off. It was an anime, and
Yeah.
then now there's like a live
yeah. It's a fantastic
show.
tale.
And they love it. And I bought that. It was like $35 each for these, and they suck. They are so stupid. There's like, you open it and there's a pair of socks. One day there's a pencil.
Oh, they
you
hate
know,
it.
Yeah.
Another day there's like a roll of tape. And Max came up to me with tears in his eyes, and he's like, "Please don't be sad, but I hate it."
Oh wow, he already made his decision.
Oh my.
No, it was like he got through like day 10 before.
And
he
he's
told
like,
me.
I hate this.
Yeah,
thing.
and I told him, I said, "I know, buddy. I've been watching you. I'm sorry." Every day they open it and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, a pencil."
What did they
yay."
want though? Did you like
Chocolate.
Say,
They just wanted,
okay.
They just wanted chocolate.
Just a one-piece candy.
Yeah, it would have been easy. Just put
the cheese one has not
I
gone.
feel like that's a British or like a European thing. I feel like they give you the high quality chocolate a little bit better.
They don't even care. They would have taken an M&M. Like they
Gotcha.
just want.
No, we didn't get the ones from Hollabach. That's Maisie
know.
really likes that one. We forgot to go get.
Well, they
the
have them.
chocolate
We just screwed up.
Yeah,
That's
we
our
just
fault.
forgot to
Like
go
we
get
were too busy.
Well, they didn't bring it for free this year.
Okay.
That was the
too.
only reason.
There's that too. I'm glad you said that. I'm
And
glad you said that.
I also feel like yelling at my sons that when I grew up, Christmas didn't start till December 17th.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
we
when
didn't get
the
a whole
lights.
month.
I didn't have an
Yeah.
advent calendar. I
Hell
didn't even
no.
hear
No.
about it.
Advent calendars were
like
big
2 weeks
for my mom.
You know, you put up the tree 2 weeks before Christmas,
Yeah.
and then you decorations, and then it was done, and it was like
We had
Christmas Day.
One less week between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year. So if you're feeling the pinch, that's why.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Everybody's been saying that, but wasn't Thanksgiving on the 27th last year? I feel like it was only one day off. How can it be a whole week?
As in
where it
last
fell.
Thursday.
Huh.
Yeah, it's the Thursday of the month. Let's try an email here. I worked nights doing valet and bellman at Disney hotels in the late 90s through most of my 20s. Mentioning Jungle Gyms reminded me of weekly party schedule back then. Sunday was House of Blues Sin Night.
Mm-hmm.
Monday was Ale House 535 Vista Lay because the Vista Way girls on the Disney Work program would go. Tuesday was Matrix Point Orlando. Wednesday was Jungle Gyms after 11 when they shut down the restaurant and brought in a DJ. Thursday was the Metropolis Point Orlando, and Friday and Saturday was Baja Beach Club.
These are the hospitality nights?
Yeah, sort of.
I
or like-
remember all of those places.
You were? Are you really?
Matrix and Metropolis were at Point Orlando.
Yes.
And then, the Jungle Gyms
City
at
Walker
535.
Pleasure Island. There were
Yep.
all the chicks that did service industry and all the chicks that you'd meet there were on vacation. Minimal responsibilities, pocket full of cash, a different broad every single night. What a time to be alive.
Well,
There you go.
It's not the life that I experienced.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that. Like, I didn't, like, most of any of my whoring came from the radio station. It wasn't because I worked in food service.
I never
or
worked in
anything like
food
that.
service, but I just know all those places.
Now, Drew, on the other hand, like that guy, like he was a bartender, and with like his mouth, like he could talk people up. So he was killing it for
So
a hot
he was
minute.
a bar. Was the show on at night?
Yeah, he
Did he
was.
go after?
What, to work?
Yeah.
No. He had already transitioned out of
okay.
food service and then was like doing radio full time at that point. But yeah, like but like after the show, we'd go out to strip clubs. That's what we would do.
Yeah,
it was
well,
kind of
that's-
disgusting. Like we would end.
That's a radio thing to do.
Yeah, it was like a gross. It was like the gross late '90s, early 2000s thing that you did. You'd get out, and really nothing. Like around Orlando, the only things that would be open were like the bars that, you know, people didn't necessarily like, not good places. Like you'd have bottle clubs. So you'd have like Cyber Zone on Lee Road, which is a notoriously bad area of town here in Orlando. It's just very industrial. And there'd be Cyber Zone. You'd bring your own liquor, and then they'd lock it up for you. And then there'd be women there that would DJ, and women would make you drinks and stuff, but they'd serve after hours because you had already purchased the bottle.
It was like a loophole in the law.
Yeah, it was.
So you buy it,
Yeah.
but then they can still serve it. to
Yeah,
you.
so you'd either go there. Now I didn't necessarily like those places because they seemed more drug like to me than even the strip clubs, and I'm pretty sure they were. Like I'm pretty sure I don't think any of those places are still open. But Cyber Zone, I want to say that if you Googled that name, you're going to find some articles that are not good. But we used to go like going more to the strip clubs because it was more like traditional.
Didn't you guys go to Wana all the time? Club Wana?
Yeah, there was a guy that we knew at Club Wana. In fact, funny tie-in years later, a guy came to work here for sales named Matt.
Mm-hmm.
His dad used to own Club Wana, and the original manager of Club Wana was Charlie, and Charlie was the guy that I knew.
Yeah.
And I think you even knew him at
Yeah.
the time because I had started dating Andrea, and then you still know those people. And then, did I ever take you to Club Wana?
No, I think it had shut down by that time. It used to be on.
I remember hearing ads
436
for it,
and
That's not a thing anymore,
1792.
right? Like that won't. Like, will that come back around? That's not.
Well,
That's gone.
I mean, even in the mornings, we would go to Wing House at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock when we were done on the radio station. You just go somewhere because you're like, I'm not ready to go home.
There we go. There's a
Yeah.
confirmation. Concrete Mike in the chat room says, I sold so much acid at Cyber Zone. Thank you, buddy. That's all I was looking for. Thank you.
Those days, I when you guys would get off the radio station at 11 or whatever time it was, and then we'd go to like Ale House and drink.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Wing
awful.
House.
And
Yep.
eat just garbage, like just eat a pile of garbage.
Zingers,
and then
Zinger milk?
Yeah, and then put like 8 more beers on top of it.
Well, you're 23, 24 years
Yeah.
old, and then you do whatever you want, and then so you're like, I could drink at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I can't drink now. If I drink, I need to. I'm not okay. I can definitely drink, but what I mean is, I have to like time out when I'm going to start drinking. Like I don't drink during the day because it's going to waste my whole entire day. I have to start drinking like at 8 o'clock. I can't start drinking before 8 o'clock.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Because I'm going to go to bed 2 hours later. Like if I start drinking, I'm going to bed in 2 hours.
Gotcha.
So I have to wait until 8 so that I can go to bed at 10.
I got crazy the other day. We came over and played pinball, and I walked across the street and got a bottle of wine.
Good for
Who
you.
am I?
I know. She's a crazy
Who am
person.
I? The pinball machine.
Were you guys
turned
over
me-
here at night?
Yeah.
No, we were over here on the weekend.
Yeah, we're over here on the weekends.
Maisie was
Yeah.
dancing.
Maisie's dancing, so we just walked
You
out
day
here.
drank in here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Next stop, cheating on Danny.
I hope so.
Like,
Oh my
chicken
God.
knives.
Are you gonna cheat on me?
I left it, and I didn't finish the whole
If you
bottle.
were to
Were the
cheat on me,
cameras
what
on?
kind of man? What kind of man?
If I cheated on
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Did you guys do it?
No, she won't do that.
No.
She won't do that. I'd put her up on the Godzilla and fucking knock
I'm
the,
always afraid there's cameras on.
I'll
it.
knock
There
the
is
Mothra
cameras.
off of it.
But I mean, I'm afraid they're on all the time.
Well,
They are on.
that one's broken because it's under
Daniel's
Tom's
sitting
desk.
at home.
Let me
He's
log
looking.
in. Let me see.
The only time I ever did that was when Lee slept in here, and I was mad. Like, get the fuck out of our studio!
Did you know he was sleeping in here?
I did. I told him not to, but he did it anyway.
Let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
And
happened to Lee?
when we come back, we'll do a couple more voicemail.
Yeah.
I have a question about hanging out with employees or not employees, but coworkers.
Yes.
Like after speaking of like going to Ale House, Crystal used to do this where she would go to Ale House with like people she worked with.
Yeah.
After.
Andrea would do that. They were like, "Hey, we're meeting up at the Red Elephant."
Yeah. It was like a
It's a
retail thing.
Yeah, it's a going away party for Selman.
And then a potluck because I saw like a corporate potluck there.
Now I don't think you do potluck.
Yeah.
You get sick. You get the norovirus.
Clear Channel did it. We were up there. We saw it. Remember?
Yeah, and I've got a lot of opinions.
Okay,
about
yeah,
all this stuff.
I like it. Opinions on deck. We will be right back. Got it.
I saw
I'll just tinkle real quick.
I saw a clip on Reels the other day of somebody like, I guess he'd been using a whisk. It was a joke, but then he just put the whole whisk in his mouth. And it was like, reminder for those company potlucks this month. Like, this guy is licking. And when I cook food at home, like, I'm definitely not restaurant sanitary.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm mixing the spoons.
That's what, like, this time of year, people want the coquito. And everybody's like, just remember, it's not.
Somebody made that in their house.
Right. You don't know how fancy.
Well, that's why I like Matty Matheson cooking, like on his YouTube channel, because Matty Matheson, the big fat guy with all the tattoos.
From the Bear.
Because when he cooks, from the Bear. So when he cooks, he is like that. He'll like be licking his fingers and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, come on, I'm making it for me."
Which one is he? The electrician? Yeah. Oh,
but he's an actual real chef.
Yeah, he's an amazing.
Have you
cook.
put fac? What do they call him in there? Anyway, I haven't watched season 3 yet. Did you guys finish it?
No, I've maybe watched 2 episodes
of the whole entire show.
Yeah.
It is so much yelling and arguing and stress.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
I turn it on and I'm like,
but it's like
I
nominated
gotta
under
turn it on.
comedy, like on all the awards shows.
I don't know. I think people who can watch that don't have underlying like I don't know, stress, discomfort.
I just haven't been into any shows this year. Haven't watched
I gotta use the restroom too.
Do you remember, like, did you ever see like Water for Chocolate as a younger person? It's a book, and then but it's in Spanish, I think. I don't know, but
I think I saw you guys talking about this.
Oh my god, it's so good. I loved it. I just finished season 1, and then there's going to be only season 2. Selma Hayek directed it.
Do they have subtitles?
You can watch it in English.
Oh, God.
It's like dubbed in English. Are we all waiting for the bathroom?
You can go ahead. I'll go loud.
What's this wine bottle right here or whatever?
EJ brought us some wine.
Oh, that's nice.
As a Christmas gift.
I was waiting for Kristen Broadway to tell me what she wants to do with the house.
We're still on.
Okay.
That was
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Is there music playing, or do you add that in later?
I usually mix it all later. Yeah. I'll just like that was just a segment that I saved, and then I'll go back and.
All right.
Gotcha. Hold on.
I just left the light on for you.
That clock.
Yeah, we need to change it.
Oh yeah,
Every
somebody
time I
asked me
come
here. It's like, how do you guys operate with thinking it's an hour and 20 minutes different
Daniel
than
knows
it
this,
is?
I never look at it.
Your guests might.
It's the only digital clock I've ever seen that runs slow.
Well, it's an hour and 20 minutes fast right now, honey.
Or whatever. It's like it actually go like you could set it the right time and then it'll
on its own.
On its
I
own,
set it 5 minutes fast.
It'll eventually be off again.
Well, it's probably. I mean, it feels so.
Maybe it's a tide
cheap.
clock.
So cheap. 90 days exactly till St. Patrick's Day. Are you guys going skiing again? Because it's over. It's always St. Patrick's Day is always spring break.
Yeah, we're going.
Have they opened their season yet? Yeah. Thought I saw some.
I think Leo's going out there for Christmas this year.
Oh.
He might already be there. I don't know. Or maybe at the end of the week he'll drive out. He kind of stays there for
Sets up shop.
Gonna go pee too. Sorry. Okay. I'll be quick.
I did see the Pat McAfee song, yeah. Except I think he let the AI write it instead of him writing it, which is why it's not that good. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, I did see that. Well, glad you guys are hanging out with us today. I realize that this week is strange, but trying to get everything organized for the holidays.
TC, did you guys ever I know you're like they don't want toys. Maisie doesn't want toys. Did you guys? Or is that something you want to talk about?
No, yeah, we ended up just buying a bunch of shit that never gonna use, just to have presents because we're terrified of them like being disappointed of not having enough Christmas gifts, even though they literally can't think of anything. We've sat them down 10 different times and said like, what would you want? They're like, Max started freaking out. Like he's like, you're putting too much pressure. I can't take it anymore.
I agree with him. It is.
Yeah.
Too much fucking pressure, man.
And then we're just like, you understand? You need to tell us what you want so you can have. And he's like,
I think you misunderstood why he was upset.
No, he was upset. A
lot of times he misunderstands why I'm upset, and it's usually my hemorrhoids. And I tell him that, and he's like, it's not. I know it's not. Sorry, that's just what I do. It's a defense mechanism to just trying to think of things that I think will be entertaining.
Well, Maisie, like she was trying to add a few things like this week, and I was like, you can't do that a week out from Christmas.
And we're doing
Santa.
nothing. And we told that to Maisie, and she seemed shocked.
What, you're not getting each other anything?
Yeah, nothing. And the Maisie's like, whoa! We can talk about that. You want to bring us back?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go, buddy. Oh, I moved this on this side. It's running smoother over here. Can you still see that?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
great. All right, here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Crystal, I was going to say Crystal Dennis and Andrea Van. Like, I don't know why I was going to do that. Crystal Van, Andrea Dennis are here.
Hi.
Our loving wives. Merry Christmas to you both.
Andrea, did you, in the past, because I won't say it now because you're probably listening, but did you enjoy hanging out with coworkers for like any sort of like the company puts on like the potluck or after
we had one
things,
after hours leave IKEA.
I remember we went to a party one time and this particular boss of yours at the time had a pinball machine and he was like, oh, look at my pinball machine.
Oh yeah, he had like a record.
And that guy was a snake in the grass. That guy was a horrible person.
Yeah, he ended up being a horrible person.
He ended up he was a horrible person. He was really bad.
So I actually still have a standing like lunch date with 2 friends that I used to work with at Bright House. So yes, I made some good friends. But like while I was working there, like IKEA would do it all the time. Like we would, like some of us would go like after. I mean,
forced fun is what the chat room is calling it. They
Yeah,
hate it. Yeah. The forced fun. We used to get that. I almost got fired one time. I remember Linda Bird called me. Do you remember this? When she called me at my little house, because at the time,
did you not go to the year-end
Yes. Do you remember?
party?
Yeah, Melissa Fox.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever told this story. Melissa Fox had been fired. And I was like, well, that's a bummer. That's the lady that trained me how to work the Stern Show. Like, she legitimately trained me how to run the Howard Stern Show for real radio. And not that she's like a great friend or anything, but, you know, the last thing you want to do when you people all around here are getting fired is like, oh, come on out to the Post-Time Lounge and have 2 Bud Lights. I'm like, I don't care. I don't even want to go.
And Post-Time Lounge, are you?
Yeah. And so I was like, do you remember this? And I was like, I don't think I'm going to go. And then somehow It got back to Linda.
Well, you said it on the air.
Oh, did
I mean,
okay,
we were all saying it. We were like, who wants to go to this shit?
I don't know how I got out there.
We were joking around about it on the air about not wanting to go.
And then she fucking called me at my house and was like, "Yeah, this is I feel like this is a mutiny or something like." And I'm like, "All right, whatever."
Daniel and I saw
some dumb corporate bullshit.
Yeah, it was so stupid, but I did end up going, so she won. I mean, if you're like looking at the thing, she called me and slapped my fucking cock, and I went.
Yeah.
Just the other day, we
I
saw.
am. Oh, it's making me bad. Yeah, that was the best thing you could have said to me.
We saw Forced Fun here in Baldwin. We were walking the dog, and we saw this group of people, and they're all singing Christmas carols in the dirt lot that's like near our house.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
And then we realized, but it was a group. A local politician's like office.
Yeah,
and they
office
were
caroling.
making them all sing. They had pieces of paper printed out, and they were making them all sing carols.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was so.
I was like, that's a rough one.
It was so odd.
That was a rough one.
These were not like hired people to sing for the office party?
No, this was like,
no,
hey.
they were not facing the road. They were like
Yeah.
facing the dirt lot. They were all singing. It was very awkward.
That's the worst. I'll quit. I'm not
doing that.
Maisie even saw it.
Yeah, Maisie was walking by. Maisie goes, "What are they doing?" And I go, "I think they're singing Christmas carols."
Were they
Maisie,
practicing?
No, Maisie goes,
No.
who?" Because there's nobody around.
Right. It was just so weird. It was like out front of the CVS,
Yeah, that
not
one was
to
pretty
CVS.
bad.
They had their backs turned to CVS
Yeah.
into a dirt
Yeah,
lot.
it's fine.
It
They're
was-
doing what they're trying to do.
I understand the corporation needing or thinking like, hey, we want to create some morale boost, and we want to get these people working as a team that'll help the corporation
Sure.
overall. So
Yeah.
we have to implement these generalities like the potlucks and the Christmas party and stuff. But anytime I've ever been involved with them, I look around and I'm like, I don't think anybody likes
Well,
this.
some people have to go to them to get their bonus or their
No,
like,
Right.
you know, you gotta
The
go.
shit back in Clear Channel when we used to have the goddamn boss saying, "You better show the fuck up."
I
you
hated
like,
that.
and then I'll be like, "What the hell are you talking? I don't want to go. It'd be better
Right,
if
like,
you
this
don't."
is
I'm
a
drinking.
party that I'm invited to. I don't have to go.
Yeah.
Are you paying
Like,
me to be there?
It was like
Listen, I don't want to hang out with my coworkers. I don't give a fuck about the company.
I'm
I
already
hate this
with them.
company. You understand how
You're
much I
already with
hate
them.
this place? I hope you fail.
No,
I don't want to celebrate shit with you.
But there were other ones. He's right, but there were other ones. Like I felt.
I mean,
like,
no offense, anybody.
Well, no, but some people do it right.
People
What-
feel like that.
What was the one we went to where they were like they gave you a ton of money, then they had like a full buffet, and then the whole was it House of Blues that you had some? Was it IKEA or Old Navy?
Oh,
or-
IKEA they would they would do it up, and then they would give you a nice big end
Like-
of the year gift.
Yeah,
They
like
give you
they-
bonuses
that's
at
good.
IKEA.
Yeah, like
Not
theirs
bonus,
there'd
they'd
be
give
like
you a gift.
theirs there'd be
Big
like
gift.
here's a $2,000 bike, and then here's a full buffet for your family, and then we hired Cirque du Soleil on the stage.
Wow,
So just watch that while you eat this fucking Italian buffet, and here's an expensive bike. Now I got spoiled
The
going to
Swedes,
that.
they know how.
Yeah, Swedes. Man,
the
listen,
Swedes were
take care
those
of
were.
you.
Do you remember me going to those? I was like, this is like the most amazing thing I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is why I was so upset when you wanted to leave IKEA. You were making more money than me, and I was fucking so upset because I was like, this is my meal ticket. If she could be like so high up in the company.
I could live in Sweden.
Yeah, I
right
could live
now.
in Sweden.
Oh, that's a nice bonus. When
Right?
I worked for retail for Christmas, what they would give me was a 16-hour shift.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
could.
it. That's what I got.
A lot of retail, they don't do their Christmas stuff till after the holidays.
There was never any celebration of not one employee. If you were on your feet for 14 hours, you got 30 minutes to eat lunch, and that's it.
I remember picking Crystal, and Crystal has this weird thing where she'll care about the company she works for, or like,
I care.
like Andrea.
Yeah, it's not as weird as you think, TC.
Like, but even though they obviously don't care about you, and then it's only one-sided,
Yeah, but
and I'm
it's
like,
like
this place doesn't
right,
give
but you
two
have
fucks.
to be there so much. You like. You have to care a little. Like, if you go into it with a shitty mentality, you're there 40+ hours a week. And it's just
you
gonna be
live off
terrible.
the misery. You're like, oh,
I can't
God.
live in
the
misery.
hate is the only thing that drives you.
For
Anyway.
me, like, it was my coworkers that I was doing the extra work for, or that I wouldn't ever call in sick or say that I couldn't work on a holiday, because now this person who I work with is going to have to pick up
You're
the slack
leaving
for
them.
me.
Yeah.
I'm leaving them hanging, because they. So,
Yeah,
that's where
They're-
I think it started for me. Always doing whatever they
You're
frickin' said
empathetic
and wanted.
too.
I used to pick up Crystal at Christmas Eve, like at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
By the way,
God.
this is when
I remember these.
companies used to work at the 8:30 on Christmas
Dude,
Eve.
I remember you coming in
Yeah.
later than that on Christmas Eve before.
Because you got to clean up the
And then
store,
we
too.
Yeah.
drive down to Miami Christmas Eve, and then she'd have to work the day after Christmas.
Yep.
Spend Christmas in
Yeah.
Miami, and then drive back Christmas
remember
Day.
this, yeah.
And then we'll be there early so people can return the garbage that they bought.
I also remember
It's
thinking how
ridiculous.
impressed I was, though, that you guys were able to do that.
Well,
'Cause
we
it
were
was,
young.
Yeah, it was such a quick
I
turnaround.
was like, fuck this place. I'm just calling sick. She's like, I can't screw my my coworkers like that. If they show up, I have to show up. I'm like, oh, God.
I remember, like, at the radio
Better person
station,
than
I would run a lot of the stuff that you see, like, KC doing, a lot of the weekend. So if it was, like, over the holiday weekend, you're not going to have any managers there. You're not going to have, certainly no sales. So third floor is done, and there'd usually be one board op running it. It'd typically be me.
Yeah.
You probably even had a few of those over the holidays. I don't know if they did that to you, but I remember I had to do that. I was on call, so like if anything broke, it'd be like me, like, okay, you're the guy.
No, that was before my time when you had to be on
God.
call.
Yeah, it was insane. Like you.
Plus, no one trusted.
Well,
no one trusted me to pick up the phone. Or Daniel was more responsible.
We couldn't log in either. So this is before a time. I mean, we all think about how now we can remote in, or we can look at our Ring cameras and do all the stuff with our homes. Like this was a time, not to be dumb old man, but like truthfully, like they'd call you, they'd be like, hey, it's dead air. So you'd turn on the radio at your apartment. You'd hear the dead air. You'd get in your car, turn on the radio so you could hear the dead air, and then just drive with dead air going.
Yeah.
Run up the stairs.
Panicked.
Run all the way up. Boop, beep yourself in. Get in there. Put on some stupid Christmas song. It starts playing. Fix everything. Then you'd go to the bathroom. You like 7 songs. Then go to the bathroom. Take a giant shit.
A nerve shit.
Yeah, a giant nerve shit, and then you come in there and set up all the segments again. It was terrible.
I've got a funny going to a Christmas dinner for a company that involves Crystal. But before we get to that, a little backstory about how Crystal even got this job, because it's funny. And no, it's not about
That's okay. I know.
Oh, poor Crystal.
Well, it's about how you got into the moving industry.
It's really bizarre.
Which actually is, I should advertise more when we promote the Bart Merrick team, because knowing about the moving industry gives you an advantage as a realtor a little bit.
I think we said that at one point, but then we just forgot.
No, you can just not advertise. We don't need to talk about that.
No, but you have information. If someone wants to know about
what
moving,
am I doing here?
you work in realty. I feel like knowing about the moving industry is a information advantage.
That's like almost the worst part of moving. So
it is the worst.
If somebody could help you through that.
Yeah.
True.
So
that's a good spin.
The reason Crystal even got into the moving industry was me jumping Gravedigger, and I'll explain.
Yeah. It always goes back to that.
Have we ever
I love that.
That's the singularity that started everything.
Do you know that I think about how that Andrea and I built our... Do you ever think about how Andrea and I built our love over helping you? Do you ever think about how much time...
You guys wouldn't be married if
I don't think we would. We were folding boxes.
EJ wouldn't be here looking at us.
We were just folding boxes together. We would just tag along and help you guys. And I don't think, that's how we fell in love. But continue, yeah.
So I needed to jump Gravedigger.
Yeah.
But I needed boxes, right?
Yes, you did.
So on the I was on the radio. I was like, I need some
you
free
had the
boxes.
folders. You had the folders. We were right here.
Yeah.
We were right here.
Because boxes, you know how much a box costs at U-Haul?
I do,
It's
dude. I
fucking
do
expensive.
know how. They used to be a lot cheaper.
Amazon just gives them away.
I know.
Now.
Boxes
Could you imagine?
used to be fucking. They're like $13.99 a piece.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's for the wardrobe.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what I need.
I mean, that's what this
you
guy's
need to
jumping
land
into, the
in.
fucking
Yeah,
wardrobe
I
boxes.
Yeah. And I need like 50 of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Are you going to name this person?
No.
Okay.
Because he may still listen, and he's
might be
capable
dead.
of killing us. Could be dead. Could be
be
kill
dead.
us. And
Google
or probably nothing. So basically, I need more boxes. So I was like, hey, anybody out there have some boxes? Just email me, Dr. Unky. Anyway, so I get an email from this guy. He's like, I own a moving company. I've got plenty of boxes. I'm like, all right, great. He's like, I'll sponsor, you Jumping Gravedigger or whatever.
I remember this.
So I met him.
Gave me a little bit of chills.
I met him, and then he's like, hey, you want to ride Harleys with me?
I remember. Okay, hold on.
Like,
let me ask you a question. I remember. Can I give you an addendum?
Yeah.
I remember you sending me photos from. Was it around his pool or garage? They were parked.
Yeah,
the
he lived in a
bikes,
big-ass mansion.
But they were mega choppers. I remember a purple one and an orange one, right?
One of them might have been yellow.
Yellow.
Yes,
Yeah.
yellow. I thought there was like a purple one too, but he had multiple choppers, right?
It was,
and like a pool with like a water feature.
It was like a vintage Harley that the only other person that owned one in the state was like some head of a biker gang, and they're like the outlaw of Chapter Orlando owns this same Harley.
That was the yellow one.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember this.
And so I'm driving. Like he's like, hey, you want to just borrow? You take it home. I take it to Deltona.
Wait, is that what you borrowed? That's when you borrowed it for the poker. You borrowed it for a poker run. I remember this.
He let me borrow, and then
then you had it for a long ass time, didn't you? You had it for
didn't
like
care.
months.
You didn't realize you were selling yourself to the devil.
I'm like, this guy doesn't. He's like, he's rich. Because in my mind, I was so poor. I thought that rich people just gave you Harleys, did whatever.
He gave me a fucking Harley.
Like it was like Pretty Woman. He's just like they showed you the rich world, and you fell in love with
You
it.
drive that Harley Deltona now, chopped up by the next day.
How fun would it be to drive a Harley to Deltona right now, though?
So,
look like Daryl Dixon.
I'm driving this guy's Harleys. We're going to sponsors. Give me unlimited boxes.
Are you smoking? Because I feel
No,
like
I'm
that.
smoking.
Okay, I feel like that adds to
both of us are smoking.
That adds to the mistake.
I drive. He'd go. And
is this the closest you've had to like a best friend?
you know what's funny?
It's like his bro.
Is now in retrospect, like he would take me to like biker bars in DeLand that were like we shouldn't have been there because he was a white nerd with glasses.
No, I know what you're talking about. It was it was a clubhouse. That was not a bar. It's not even a bar. It's a clubhouse.
And I remember going in there and they were getting Bud Lights.
You know exactly what
I'm
I'm talking about. Out on Glenwood.
On 415.
And I'm like, this white nerd is fucking cool. He hangs out with the biker gang. But now that in
this
retrospect,
guy knows the pagans.
in retrospect, we should have never been there. And I'm sure, like, what the fuck are these two? Like this guy and his son.
Well, when you come in,
why did this guy bring his son?
You and I've talked about that. Sometimes bikers, remember that one biker that let me sit on his sometimes they like that because they're like, hey, look, I put a nerd and I'm a killer. Like I have a nerd on my bike and I'm a killer. Remember that guy that we met at Bubba was playing at that one place, and then the guy had a chopper, and they're like, Dan, come out here. You're the only guy that can sit on this, because he was a little biker, and he'd been like all beat up, walk with a cane, like and they're like,
but he's like high up,
and he's like, and they're like, no, you're sitting on the fucking Grand Pagan Wizard's bike, or like they're like, this guy's fucking the guy, and I'm like, well, okay, you know.
When you come in with big dick energy, even though you're a nerd, that's what he exuded. He like came in like
confident.
Yeah, he was super confident.
Yeah, and that confidence, it always fools me, because if you're super confident, I'll follow you to hell.
Yeah.
Seriously, like this guy knows.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine him being that confident.
You saw
and not
no
know
red
it.
flag.
Even though I do it.
When did the facade start to crack?
Well, it's funny because when we were at the biker bar, I was like bitching about how Crystal, we were living in Deltona, and she had to drive to Florida Mall every day, and it was like a 3-hour commute during like rush hour.
You're just two bikers. So you're just two bikers having a couple Bud Lights,
talking about their crows,
having a couple crispy boys, talking about your old ladies.
And so he's like, I'll give her a job.
Yeah.
Got an office in Sanford. Said send her my way.
Yeah.
She can have a job. I'll pay her more than she's making now. 9 to 5, no weekends, no holidays.
Yeah.
Send her my.
So you were you got under the spell too.
I did get under the spell, and then I showed up there, and I was like,
well, you
this
dressed
is
like a biker,
weird.
like black leather skirt, you have like the little gloves on, you know.
It was weird. It was
Bobby socks with high heels. It looked like a ZZ Top video.
It was like a satellite office that they opened up for his
just for you,
for his girlfriend. And then I worked under her.
Side piece
and the
office.
whole thing was just bizarre.
And she was smoking hot. I was like, this is how I want to be rich like this.
Okay, this is the part of the story that I do remember, because I met the girlfriend, and she was fucking smoking hot, but in a really rough way, if you know what I mean. Like
she was smoking.
Like Jenna Jameson, like porn star hot, like rough, but hot.
Yeah.
It's an Orange City hot.
Yeah.
But
Orange
the way
City
he's going,
hot.
because she was, I mean, she'd like suck her dick in an alleyway hot. Like, really, she was very hot.
Do they call
and
that
young.
road
She was
hard?
No, she wasn't really road hard. It was just like the edges were hard.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
like the hair is like, the hair is not a soft hair. It's an aggressively.
And you're not rode hard at the beginning.
No,
It's at the end.
no, because you need more drugs.
The bike's new at the beginning.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Two
so-
bikers, Kevin, crispy boys. You handshake.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
got a
You
job.
got a job for your old lady.
Yeah, in the moving industry.
How peacock did you walk in to tell her that you got
man.
her a job? Were you
You're
like
changing her life. You're
Well,
Tom Vance.
she was suspicious even then because
she had
of
right to be.
prior, like her old, she
Also,
knew right at the
yeah,
bat.
I'm like, I didn't do this. You did this. So like, it's
Yeah.
gonna end up being some
I got her
radio thing.
Well, I got her a
Am
job
I
at the
correct?
Orlando Predators one time, and that went horribly.
No, I showed up, and then the phone rang, and there's Russ and Jimmy and Daniel and Black Bean on the phone yelling, they're all screaming, and they're like, Elizabeth Longhair, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I gotta go. I'm not I did not know this was gonna be a radio bit every single day.
Right.
I'm not working here. Goodbye. And I left.
And they fired some.
I've never heard you say that.
Hold on.
I remember
I
us.
didn't know that.
I remember us fucking with you. I feel bad for that now.
Bushy fired some lady in front of
Yeah.
Crystal, like literally, and then explain.
And then you had to date that special needs man.
It didn't.
No, he dead.
Oh, well,
he
that's
wasn't special needs at the time. No, so
well,
I
did he get hit by a car and then he like?
No. He had
Something was wrong with that
kidney
man.
failure and diabetes or something.
Oh, okay.
Well, EJ's got that. He's fine.
He's fine. Look at
He's,
it. Yeah.
playing pinball.
Playing ping pong.
TC got me a job working with Brett Bushy. And then when I showed up, there was another girl there. And then when I went,
Oil wrestle for your job.
I went to lunch, and then when I came back, she was gone. I did not know they were firing her at lunch when I went to, and then I was going to be the person when I got back.
Well, you gotta at least get
And
a half
then-
day's work out of it.
Well, then when the phone rang and the monsters were on the other end of it, laughing and hooting and
Fucking
hollering,
monsters,
and then
goddamn monsters.
it wasn't the fact that you guys called; it's the fact that the entire office surrounded me
Was
while
looking
I
at
was on
you.
the phone. They were all like, "Do this,
Yeah, she's on the line. They're gonna fuck with her.
And I'm like, I didn't.
Baba Booey.
Yeah.
They fired the other one. The little guy on the line's gonna yell Baba Booey.
I said, goodbye. You gotta call that girl back in here.
You
I'm
only
not-
stayed one day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Because
God.
I didn't realize when I accepted the job, I should have known, but I didn't understand at the time that
Homo says
Brett
what?
Brett was only hiring me to be the
A radio
conduit,
bit?
to get more content, to get more on air time. And
Just a
then
pawn.
when I
Yeah.
realized that, I'm like, oh, I don't want to be that. That's not what I'm.
Had you already quit Foot Locker at that time?
I think this might have been even after the.
Yeah, this is why
This
you,
is like
took
in
the
between.
boxes job. I already convinced her to quit for the Brett Bushy job.
You're like the Brett Bushy job. It'll be amazing. You'll
It'd be
see.
a slam dunk.
So she goes to do that. It's a clown show, fucking clown show.
Yeah. And then
So
Crystal's
you
like,
have-
I'm not being a part of this fucking bit.
So
I
you
agree.
had to make a deal at a biker bar
with
with the biker.
Yeah,
He
it wasn't
sold
even a
his voice
biker.
to Ursula.
Yeah.
So-
And then I'm like, this one's real this time.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
wonder you're so gun shy about all, and he still does it. Even
Not
now.
anymore,
Even
no,
no, yeah, you do.
no,
You'll come home and
I've
you'll be
learned
like,
my lesson.
I got a client, little, just like,
No,
just stop.
I've-
Just stop.
You know,
Just stop.
I've
I
learned.
got some listeners going to come by and
I'm
help me.
I'm the one who learned. That
He
movie-
did it to me too.
How
And
long
sometimes they're legit and sometimes they're not. Like the pinball thing. Like I get a text
It's all
message.
little gambles.
Yeah, I get a text message.
So
I
everything's
get
a
text-
gamble.
He's like, "There's a man coming over to the pinball machine." I'm like, "Oh God!" What? Now pinball dudes, they're amazing, but like you never know. Like he's sending me pictures of him loading it in. I'm like, "Oh God!"
Yeah, no,
he acts fast.
He's always got a guy.
How long did that last?
The moving?
That moving. Because I know you moved moving.
Well,
company.
actually, TC's wrong. I worked
Oh my
with
God.
him, that crazy guy at that moving company first, and then they went out of business because he turned out he was a drug addict and was he actually
Bikers. Am I right?
he bought the company with like a year before like with his mother's money or something, and then he depleted all of the money. We'd have to go to the bank to cash our checks behind the accountant because she would go make the deposit, and then all the employees were in line to cash the checks so that he wouldn't go and steal all the money.
Oh my
Yeah, from his own company.
From his own company.
I'm like, I want to do
Then
this.
it got so bad.
I mean,
we
look,
would
when
see,
I need drugs, I'm stealing from this company. I mean, where else am I going to go?
we would see
I'm
our
too much of a pussy to steal from anybody else.
Yeah, I'm not
Gotta
gonna hurt
steal from
everybody
myself.
else.
we would see our company trucks drive. Crackheads were driving them because he would just.
Do you know how fun it is if you're a crackhead driving a company truck?
No, he would make box trucks.
It's so fun. Driving fast as hell on crack. You ever driven a moving truck on crack?
No, I've never driven a
He
moving truck.
traded
Knocking
his trucks
limbs.
away?
Yeah.
He sold his conversion van.
He was selling off the company.
He had a big ass Gladiator
cash.
conversion van with the TV in the back.
Yes,
Me
he
and
did.
Crystal would drive around in it, and he'd take us. He took us.
You guys got wooed by the biker.
Yeah.
You're like, we can be
took us to
bikers too.
Wolfies.
He took us to Wolfies. And then he barreled through a parade route.
He went through a police barricade, and the police were standing there.
I was like, holy shit. I thought rich people did this. Drove around conversion vans and just
TC and I are so stupid. We did not realize this guy was a drug addict. We just thought he was like big shit, rich guy. But really, he was doing weird, crazy drug addict things.
Yeah,
But
like
we
doing
didn't-
drugs in the conversion van, driving you around.
Like he had white lips and he's scratching his neck.
He sucked my dick for money.
You know what's funny is that he had been sober. He had a problem with drugs previously, and he had been sober. And at one
God
of
bless
these
him.
a monster event in
Oh, it was a
Sanford on
goddamn
the
monsters
lake.
again.
It was in Sanford on the lake, like across the street from Lake Monroe. You know,
Yeah.
there's like a thing. There used to be a bar
Like a-
there, or whatever. TC handed him a beer.
Oh, you lit the fuse.
Yeah.
You're
It's
patient
your
zero?
fault.
You're patient zero.
And he drank the beer, and then he was like, I'll have another. And
You created
Oh my
the
God.
crazy diarrhea.
Yeah.
It was
It was like Interstellar. I was behind the bookcase creating my whole life.
the diarrhea biker, right? Isn't
Yeah,
that?
well,
Wait,
he
did
said
you say
it's-
diarrhea biker?
The
But
diarrhea
you didn't-
biker.
But you didn't talk on the air about the diarrhea, right? Do you know about the diarrhea?
I do know about the diarrhea.
Maybe I'm not going to talk about that part.
Yeah. Well, that
But
for
there's
another
a lot
day.
of
Anyway,
weird
for
stuff.
another
Anyway,
day. For
anyway,
another day.
that place went out of business.
Yeah.
It went into receivership because he, ran into the business. During a small period of time, TC got me a job on the Predators for one day. I quit immediately.
Wait a minute. You both work for the Predators. We've never talked about that before.
Yeah.
I own the Predators for a tiny hot second.
They might still owe me $40 for that happening.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of in the blood, right? Like you guys have both.
Oh, so then her second moving job, because she already had moving job experience, she got a job at this place and she worked at like basically the office, and then like the semi trucks were in the back.
Yeah.
It was literally like an office scenario where there was like an office and then the like where Daryl worked and like just shipping.
Who were you, Pam? Do you think of yourself as a Pam?
No. So I was more
You're
a
more
Phyllis.
like a
Phyllis.
You're not a Phyllis.
You're more of a Angela
I'm probably
kind
more
of.
Angela, yeah.
Yeah.
My eyebrows are scrunched.
No.
Nobody's following the rules around here. We need some rules to be followed.
Crazy cat lady.
Yeah.
But I went to that company holiday party one time. And
What'd you wear? What'd you wear?
Well, no, I wore like a button-down shirt,
Nice.
and then but it was like the office company party where it was like all the truckers and the warehouse guys were mixed with all the everybody, and then the crazy boss. It was remember like when
Rest in peace.
When Crystal, he ended up passing away. But remember when Crystal thought someone threw a hot dog at her car?
I do remember
And then it
that.
turned out to be a bird when they watched the surveillance footage.
That's very Office. That is very The Office, right?
And
like
then the
Dwight. So like Dwight's out there staking out the car. He's trying to get his
yeah.
Trans Am to find the seagull.
There was chocolate donuts smeared all over my car.
Again,
I'm like, somebody has done this.
That's another episode. That's another episode of The Office.
And it was a crow up there eating it.
And then they looked at the surveillance footage and they're like, it's a crow. And then the boss called her crow lady. And he was like, caw,
No, every time he walked by me, he would go, caw, caw. And I was like,
Is
all
that
right,
the
man.
origin of it?
Yeah.
That's the origin of the crow. Ricky Gervais is doing the crow dance by you. Yeah, I love it. Did you have any? You
Jobs are
didn't
fun.
really have any crazy, except for that one pinball guy.
Andrea worked at respectable places.
No, I mean, I told you guys, you'll hear it on a corporate time. I mean,
I'm trying
when
to
I
think
worked
of
out
our-
in the West Oaks, but I mean, I didn't have many many holiday
I'm trying to think of the craziest holiday parties, but we didn't, like the only ones I ever had were the Clear Channel ones.
The Clear Channel ones, always XL would get every award and everybody would groan.
I did have, let me see here. We did have one where you and I went to one where somebody did something completely inappropriate because they were drunk.
Okay.
And
that's the bad thing about holiday parties. People show their butts.
They got asked to go bye-bye.
Yeah, and then they got rehired.
It was
They got rehired.
No, that's a different one.
That was a poker tournament.
Yeah. I can talk about that one. You're talking about Carlos.
No.
No? I'm talking about the other place that you and I worked. And No. That's,
okay, well, that's another one.
Okay, that is another one.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking
because
about.
I was like, wait, we never worked anywhere else.
Yeah, you and I,
So I was
worked someplace, and without airing
I never really considered myself like working for them. It was kind of like
we were independent contractors, so that's true. Yeah.
So I never felt any part of that company.
Yeah, but so basically, what had happened? There was a woman that went to the party, and she had too much to drink, and it turned out that and it was confirmed because they fired her. Like she had ended up being a bit of a had a fun night with some boys. And was asked to
let's say a holiday train.
Ran through. What's that book that what's his name?
Polar Express.
Yeah.
And by the way, that was the first ever experience
Express.
I ever even heard about.
Me too.
I thought that was only I thought it was a myth on the videos. Like no one really does this.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a real thing.
I don't remember. I feel like I would remember this.
I don't remember.
Right? I'll fill you
in
in
later. It was an inside drama only Daniel knows.
Yeah.
Because
people tell me everything, right? Like they'll pull me aside. They'll be like, hey, did you hear? No, we were working hand in hand with the guy that had to handle it. That's why we know. And then that person pulled us aside and was like, connecting the dots here. And this person did this with a bunch of dudes. And we're like, uh-oh.
Was it with the...
Stop.
Daniel has a face that people
You did
walk
this.
up
You said
to.
Daniel has a big nose. I saw what you did. She went, Daniel has a big nose.
Daniel has a face that
Humpty
people
Dumpty.
like to tell
troll
things
nose.
to. They like to tell things to. He has this I don't know if he exudes empathy and I'll listen to you or
I wish they'd
just
understand
chirping.
I don't give a fuck.
But people come to him, email him all the time. With their
they do.
problems.
They'll tell me. Yeah. They're like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know this man here," and I'm like, "Fuck, I don't care."
He's got his own shit to deal with.
Yeah, man.
Well, there has to be a reason why because it only happens to you. No one. It doesn't happen to me.
Well, they know you don't care.
Well, yeah, that's why it was great.
Yeah.
Your own wife is laying flat on top of you, trying to get some attention.
Yeah,
I'm looking at you in the face.
They know you're not going to pay attention.
Did you get hard when she laid on you?
Whoa, Andrea Dennis.
Oh yeah.
That was so
I'm hard
weird.
right now since you said that. All right, let's get to the question that everybody wants to know. When are you guys going to start watching Yellowstone again? And are you watching the new Yellowstone Landman?
No.
I got to watch Landman.
Okay, my father has been telling me to watch that show.
Landman?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the opening scene is Billy Bob Thornton talking to his daughter about
how
cum. About cum.
Oh God. Oh jeez.
And she's
Gross.
like old.
No, my dad will tell me to watch anything that is on the conservative agenda.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that show, but I just know that is the stuff that my dad's going to recommend that I watch. So I don't want to.
There is.
We like Yellowstone.
I know we liked Yellowstone before it started doing weird. Oh my God! This girl's getting blown up by a box. Then the wife is driving, pregnant, and with no seatbelt on, crashes into a field. Every single episode,
You got a calamity.
This guy shot his own father in the head. What else happened?
Yeah, but it's always
everyone's
ridiculous.
mad at Jamie because he made his sister get an abortion when she was young. But he was young too. He didn't know what he was doing.
That's true. That is true. He didn't know what he was doing.
He thought he was doing the right thing.
Yeah. What do you think about Rip
And she's a fucking bitch.
What do you think about Rip and Beth taking the sign back to their little piece of heaven in Montana?
I don't know what that means.
You know,
I haven't seen it.
Sorry.
I haven't seen it.
That was an odd take that you had that I thought was kind of funny when Chris was like, she's such a fucking bitch to Rip all the time. Never leaves him alone.
Hey.
You picked up on that? I thought you would have been like, this is how they this how
the way
things
it
should be.
goes.
It's weird that you're recognizing this and you're mad at
What's
this.
weird
I'm
is
joking.
that you think that I'm like that.
I'm joking. God,
so nice.
that
Well, at
was a
least you guys
joke.
watch some shows.
Well,
We never finish any of our shows. I never let her finish any shows.
Andrea and I were just talking about that because I don't know what to watch. I did watch Like Water for Chocolate. Ladies,
Like
Water for Chocolate.
Can you give us a little
It's
bit
on
of
HBO.
a little bit
It's
about
It's an old book, and then they made it into a movie in the 90s, and it was in Spanish. But the show on HBO is really good.
Is this one of
you
those?
You can watch it in English. It's
is this
dubbed.
one of those movies or books where there's like a chef,
good.
chef man who at some point puts a little dollop of chocolate on a girl's nose, and then they fall in love, and then they.
No.
Is it romancy?
It's romancy and drama.
Did you watch it? Tell me a little.
I woke up a couple times when it was on, and I tried to. Usually I can get through some stuff. This one was bad, real bad.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I could not even follow anything. And
it's directed by Selma Hayek. It's really good.
It's dubbed in English too, because it's some language.
That part sucks. If you speak Spanish, watch it in Spanish.
Okay, all right.
Because you're losing so much of the that fire and the.
Fuoco.
Yeah.
Fire. Yeah.
So it's like it's not only dubbed, it's romantic.
It's like the last thing you would want.
Yeah. Well, it's not even like it's not even the romantic. It's just like it goes
very
into deep.
sensual. It's sensual.
Yeah, sensual. Yeah.
What's
Casey
the
doesn't
most,
know anything about sensual.
What's the most sensual? Has he ever tried to be sensual at all?
Him? This person?
Yeah.
No men are. Daniel's never
he
sensual
grabbed
either.
my wrists the other day, though, and I like
Hey,
that.
hey, that's sensual. I would say that's sensual.
I know. Yeah.
That's a little.
Yeah. What's my most sensual? What's my most sensual thing that I've ever done? What do I do?
Hey, can I stick it in?
Yeah. That's what all guys are.
That
See?
is not.
You
Hold on a
can't tell
second.
me
That
other
is
people.
not-
You think EJ's sensual? All my friends I
think-
watch, I
I
look
think
all the
I'm
time.
sensual.
Turkey leg, wizard doesn't have any emotion.
All our friends are autistic.
I would say that
Dre's
wrists,
not sensual.
So far, you got us beat because I don't
Yeah.
do that. I mean, my wife just sold me out. So I've never said, "Hey, can I stick it in?"
Yeah.
I don't say that.
I get villainized for just being a regular dude.
I like that. Dudes on dudes. Just like Julian
I'll write that
Edelman. Just like Julian Edelman. Just like Gronk. I'm Edelman.
Yeah, you need to listen to Dudes on Dudes because that is how most were stupid, horrible.
Well,
And our
that
dicks
doesn't
stink.
mean that it's not good enough for us.
Well, I'm just saying that's what I don't know. You should have been a lesbian.
He'll rub my back. He'll be like,
Yeah. But I'm only doing it
he's
because I
only
want to
doing
stick
it
it in.
to,
Of course.
He's getting
Yeah.
limp wrist, and that's when I know it's time to wrap
Yeah, I
that
do.
up.
I give it the first 2 minutes. I'm probably really good at the massage, but then I just start kind of half-assing
Noodling it.
Yeah, I
it.
start Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Getting noodly.
And then I'm like, okay.
And then I lose interest. I'm just like, what the fuck? How long? God damn. Why is this
Can I
taking
just
so?
stick it in?
Yeah, I was like, why is this taking so long?
It's all the same.
Yeah.
All
You
right,
gotta get it ready first.
No,
not
I understand.
ready.
I know what you're saying that I need to do.
Yeah.
It's just hard because it's.
I hate getting ready.
If it was a checklist, I could do it. But it's never
like an aircraft.
Yeah. Tell me what to do. Give me the checklist.
Yeah. Turn off the emergency brake.
Because you want to do it.
Tell me how long to run. I'll do that. Whatever it takes to get it. You're like, no, it's a complicated puzzle. You'll never understand. What the fuck? You're telling me some impossible shit.
I mean, I'll do my job, but if you want me to like it, you got to put in some work. You know what I'm saying? I do
you
the
liking
maintenance.
it is not part of the question.
Yeah, no, that's the part. That's what bothers me.
but then I'm like, oh God, you're just gonna lay there.
I put in as much effort as you did.
It's true. It's true. Garbage in, garbage out. You got,
And then I think about the commanders, and I'm like, God.
Yeah. I was like, that's got to be awesome.
No.
Oh, you don't think of
Handmaid's Commanders.
He's thinking of Dan Quinn. He's like, oh, God damn. I love Dan Quinn.
That team will always be the Redskins to me.
Jaden Daniels and the Redskins.
Do you like the Commanders because they rape?
No, I think about how bad that must be. No, goddamn.
So I
think about how I'm like, this is not good to do this with a goddamn.
It would only be
handmaid.
good if the
you
entire
think
they
so I'm
agreed
the
upon.
handsmaid in the scenario.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just
okay,
like,
okay.
what the fuck? Although if a girl was sitting behind you, I'd be like, oh, look at this.
Yeah. I was like, why is she here?
That's pretty interesting.
I have a handmade
You're watching
outfit. Would it be weird if I went to Publix and then just turned to somebody and said, "It's fine weather we're having today"?
Yeah.
Just randomly on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, don't do that. Not around here. Come on. I like living around here. Don't do that. You don't need to do that. You can do that without your own time.
Go to the Publix on Colonial and Bumby.
You want to take a little break?
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll finish off some voicemail.
All righty. We'll be right back. Nice.
Are the things still on?
They are.
I haven't eaten today. I'm so hungry.
Snacks over there.
They're all expired.
Oh, we ate. Maisie and I.
There's some peanuts here. If you want a handful of peanuts.
You must not know me very well because I would never go to a retirement party. I was bitching that we had to zoom in on Zach's military retirement. I was like,
that was awesome for us all to be there.
I'm joking. I'm joking. The manager. No.
Kupo, no, I've never had those.
How many minutes left? Just so I know.
Just 20 minutes.
For the kids.
Oh yeah.
You have early release today?
How have we been doing? Almost an hour.
Yeah, we did 40, and then like another
30, okay.
another 30, and then
Okay, all
My
right.
boss was saying they had give me the extra
and then
day.
35.
Right. Take 30 off. Right. They had delayed. She had, I guess because it's too cold or something. They delay them going to school. And she's like, it's so. How is a working parent? Do you do that? She's in Connecticut. Okay.
I will do it, Kupo. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate I appreciate you guys. My favorite peanuts back in the day, snack wise, were French burnt peanuts. And that's an old person treat.
My grandfather always, and probably still to this day, has a can of Planters
Yeah,
in his.
like these. I like these.
Yeah.
Very little nutritional value here. This is horseshit here. This is straight.
That is an
sodium.
old man snack.
Yeah, it is
Some
an old man snack.
saltine peanuts.
Just a handful. I find that it makes me think better, though.
This guy looks like Kid Rock. You ever notice
I think that guy over there looks like Kid Rock, all the way to the right.
this guy?
Yes.
You know, his hair and hat are Kid Rocky, but this guy's face is Kid Rocky.
And then that's Black Lion below him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Black Lion.
Who was this guy?
No.
Kid Feldman is what we used to call him. That was somebody did a nefarious thing. All right, you ready, buddy?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I will bring us back. Here we go. And 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
This is mediocre time.
No, sorry. It's all running together. I apologize.
Are you doing your big New Year's thing this year? Are we coming over and watching fireworks?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
We're coming back from Marco that day.
Yeah.
So we need to be prepared before we leave.
All right. Is there anything that we can do for you? Is like, do you need us to help set up or something? Or
Nah, just
Nah.
bring camping chairs.
all right,
Yeah.
camping chairs it is. We can do that.
You gonna go tell your neighbor that
Yeah,
you're
what
doing
did
it?
we do?
Yeah.
The one that likes to sit out.
Yeah, what did we do recently where we weren't there and she was
It was
July
4th of July.
4th of July, yeah.
Yeah.
She brought her chair out to the cul-de-sac.
Did your
And
mom have to like go sweetly
Her
tell
son
her?
brought a couple over. So they did some fireworks, but it was a sad scene. See her sitting there with her little white hair in her chair waiting for our fireworks show.
And then
And we weren't there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there'll be other. Well, maybe there won't be. I was gonna say there'll
Oh,
be other years, but no, I'm serious. I mean, I think about that stuff now.
I want to make fun of an absurd dream that me and Crystal used to have. That and
The
Daniel
sailboat
Andrew-
one?
The sailboat.
Yeah. I think about that one a lot because I think at one point you'll do it.
And we will never do it. And
VR. You do virtual reality sailboat.
And what's funny about that is it's a testament to the ignorance you have when you're young. And I'll explain in the fact that we were not the couple to live on a sailboat, partly because of my bumbling and then also Crystal's inability to let me just control things. Because think about like
Yeah, but if you're bumbling, why would she want you to control?
Well, exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that I jumped in there.
Yeah.
Well,
I know
That's exactly.
Didn't he look like he was about to punch me in the face?
That's why I'm in control. Not his. Our families, both of the people that are close to us in our families, will they think that I'm like bossy or like I control everything, controlling. But it's because somebody has to be in charge. Somebody responsible has to be at the helm.
Is the bumbling? Are you worried like you're going to fall off the boat or
No.
make a critical error?
It's like if you live on a sailboat, you have to know how to do
Hyper-organized.
everything.
Yeah.
You have to know how to fix this. Why did that happen?
Okay.
This thing turned that way because that thing affected this. Whatever. I don't know how to do all of
Yeah,
it. But
there's a lot of knowledge.
If you're going to live on a sailboat, like your life depends on you knowing and being good at all of these things.
attention to detail, a proper planning,
Maps.
Nope.
Maps and coordinates.
Yep. There you go.
Radio.
Reading directions? Nope.
Yeah.
Maps, coordinates, radio.
And also having,
frequency.
Not panicking in an emergency, which I love panicking.
Well, wait, no, you're pretty calm.
No, you're the
You ever
opposite.
seen me in a real emergency?
I haven't. I don't think I have.
Yeah. Like
Do you panic?
Yeah. Like I remember when a dead body fell in front of me, and they were screaming, "Go check his pulse!" I was like, I froze.
Really? I can't see that.
Yeah. I
You're too
didn't
calm.
rush. Well, I was just like, "Oh my god," And plus, I was like, "He's dead already." That's what I felt like saying. I was like, "I have no need for me to get my hands."
I read the numbers.
I'm assuming that there's nothing I could be doing. I don't know. I'm not like if I was a paramedic, maybe, but I'm just I was drunk. Anyway.
But also, like, if there's a storm in the distance and we should go this way, you would say, it's probably fine.
Yeah. So
we'll just go through that. It'll
Yeah.
probably be fine. And I don't want to take my life with a probably going to be fine.
Yeah.
And a guy
that
on the
makes
ocean.
sense.
You know?
Was there ever a time when you think you got close to the
No.
to the sailboat thing, or were you ever like truly considering it? Or
No, only got farther away. And now, but the funny part about all
we
this.
used to go to sailboat shows.
Yeah. I met a listener. That,
well, that's peak.
He took this listener, Ernst.
Yeah.
I wonder where he is. But he took us out sailing, and he's like, this is the dock this is the cheapest dock here. You can take your lessons over here. Like, he was going to help us do it.
Yeah. I was gonna take sailing lessons and all
good to
that.
have
like
goals.
that running and sailing
Dreams.
lessons. That's the Tom we all know, right? The fitness sailor.
No. Well, no. But back
Tom
then,
the fitness sailor.
I never called him back because I was too hard. But so the funny part about all this is back then I believed, and I'd tell Daniel, everybody, I'm like, you'll see, I'm gonna live on a sailboat one day.
I at first, because this is an old dream.
Yes.
I would say to him, I'd be like, "What are you gonna do with Lena or the new dog?" And he'd be like, "It'll be fine. We're all,
Get a cat.
Yeah.
you get a boat
cat.
Yeah, you get a boat
Well, I
cat.
did know back then. I'm like, this is the last dog we'll own.
Yeah, okay, all right.
And so far,
I remember how long. Yeah, this is an old dream.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny part is, of course, I was never capable of doing this, right? But I thought to myself, I'll change when I get older.
But
I'll be a different person.
Well, you are.
Nope, the same shit.
I think he's different.
No,
I think
no.
he's different. He
But
runs
you
a
are-
whole successful business. You're
No,
like,
no,
I
no.
mean,
No,
if you
no.
look at this like a boat, no.
No, yeah, this.
You're crankier now.
Yeah, but I'm bumbling, just mad about it.
Okay, all right.
But there's no way, and that's, I'm just trying to put the message out that nobody changes, and you'll always be the same.
A good message.
I'm just saying that you just end up being the older version of yourself.
That might be true for you.
I think
That is not true for everybody.
It's a true to everybody around me that I've seen. I see all my friends grow up, and now they're in their 40s, and I stand around, I drink beer, and I'm like, this is the same motherfucker that I talked to when I was a teen. And they're all the same, have the same personality. We're just in old man bodies, and that's gonna happen when we're real old too. We'll be the same shit.
But
Wizard, Fernando.
I would make the
all
argument that you're different because of you say that, but you just accomplished something awesome and ran a half marathon, and that's completely different.
Yeah.
Like if that was on the bingo card when I started this podcast with you in 2012, and I quit Real Radio. If Andrea had come to me and said like, hey, what are the odds that Tom's gonna run a half marathon in 10 years? I'd be like 0.
Yeah, but
so I think
accomplishments don't change who you are.
Yeah, but you also used to say though that I can't do that. I don't have a routine. Well, you had to have a routine in order to check off all of the exercising you had to do to prepare for your half marathon. That was a routine, so you did change.
So,
you were able to accomplish something that you didn't think you were able to do.
I changed my behavior. I didn't change who I am.
Yeah,
I'm
but
always going to be who I am.
I think changing your behavior is changing who you are, though.
Right.
No.
So what's the new dream? So look, you
No
look
dream.
at the boys. The boys, you have 10 years till you're empty nesters if they decide to leave home. So what is your new dream? I was thinking about this just the other day. I was like, oh my God, 10 years, less than 10 years.
New dream, yeah.
And, Maisie's out of the house. What
Is she going to go out of the house, you think?
Oh
yeah.
She's bye.
Yeah. She's done.
She's just super independent. But so what do you, what's your new dream after you are empty nesters? Do you stay in your house? Do you move somewhere? Do you where do you?
I don't like
what's
thinking
your dream?
about this. It makes me sad.
See, we're like people from Miami. Your kids just live with you forever.
Oh, I want that.
That's not true.
I want that.
We did
We're
not live with our parents forever. None of anybody we know lives with their parents.
I know.
But that might happen because of the housing prices.
Yeah, that's like
Unless
a real
something
thing.
changes. I mean, I'm not going to send my kids out there to pay a $2,500 rent.
No, I mean,
I would rather just put a second story on my house and make an apartment up there, and then they can just live in that.
Oh yeah, I hear them up there banging people.
No,
I couldn't handle
my
that.
God.
I'm listening.
Gross.
He's Maisie's boyfriend. I'm like, oh my God.
I
get the
don't
hell outta
I
here.
love them and I want them to be near me all the time, but I don't need them to live in my house.
Gotcha.
But also, our jobs keep us here, so we don't have any plans to move anymore.
Yeah, no doubt.
No, I just what would be the dream?
Oh well.
God, probably traveling, right? I think most people have
Yeah,
seen
I
that and want to travel and continue to.
Well, we already did that. And traveling, this is a warning to anybody that their dream is to travel. It sucks when you're old. Do it when you're young.
Yeah.
Because if you
How do you know you're not
about it
old?
like you're 85.
Right, you're not old.
Yeah,
so.
but it gets harder every year. Airports, travel, going to Europe. We're planning on we're thinking about going to Europe over the summer.
I think it's hard because you have kids. Once you don't have kids, just go.
That is
we could go.
That's true. That's why it's been hard for me to plan it. I want to go see my cousins in Sweden. But
Well, you almost have two little adults.
I know, but I could just take a backpack. He and I could just take a
Right.
backpack and
It's so much
sleep on the
easier.
train from here to there.
Right.
The kids are not going to do that.
Right, you
They're
have to
not going
think
to
of-
want to do
Right,
that.
nor would you want them to do that.
Who has the macaroni and cheese?
Right.
Got to
right.
make sure I get to the peanut butter and jelly.
But in our 20s and even the 30s, we're willing to live a lot more uncomfortable. Like when you're in your mid 40s, you're like, I can't sleep on this fucking couch. You know what I'm saying? You're like, this sucks. You're riding a train. You're like, I've been traveling for 14 hours. This sucks.
I do that something as simple as storming out of the bedroom because I'm mad because Andrea was right about something. I grab my pillow, I storm down. I'm like, I'm gonna sleep on this couch. Can't do it. Can't
Storm
do
back
it.
up.
Yeah, I gotta storm back up, open the
we've
door, and say, I apologize. I'm sorry. You were right, but I can't sleep down there on the couch, even if I'm want to do silent treatment.
We've started traveling with our own pillows now.
We travel with our own pillows and blankets.
The ones he bought me, I take them everywhere. I take them on every vacation we go
I
on.
used to be able to sleep on the carpet.
Could you imagine
Can't do it.
traveling Europe at 65? Fuck that.
Yes.
You know, that's
But then I see
pain
people.
in the ass.
That's why they need 2 or 3 weeks to do it.
They do it slow.
We could do it in 5 days 10 years ago.
And they have, they've saved up money to do it correctly.
Yeah, right. So,
Yeah. That is just,
you got to save your money to do it correctly.
I don't like spending a lot of money. I want to do rich things cheaply. You know
Yeah,
what
and I love too. That's what got us in this mess.
We should get married.
That's how this whole thing started.
I want to be able to do the rich person things, but I don't want to spend the money on it.
Yeah.
I think everybody.
Well, I just want to save the money so we can do the stuff later. But this guy likes toys and
I do like
dumb
toys.
stuff.
I do like toys
he
and dumb
bought
stuff.
a little drone at Target.
We have a drone here.
No.
This one's like tiny. And the dog hates it.
Yeah, I can
he
fly
can
it in the
fly it
house.
around the house. Maisie's so nervous that he's gonna hit one of the sprinkler
so my
heads.
kid has anxiety that's so bad that this is a true story of what happened on Saturday. I bought a drone so I could fly.
It's little. It's like this big.
It's like a
It's a
little
mini drone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little.
It's got an alien in
If there's
it.
anybody I know that's pro mini drone, it's Tom.
We've got 2 of those in the box in our playroom. No one's using.
Okay,
It's just
bring me
sitting
one.
there.
Bring me one. So I'm flying my mini drone, and Maisie, anti-toys, like she's like, you're gonna hit one of the automatic sprinkler heads, and their fire department's gonna come. So she's like telling me to turn my fucking toys off. So I got like these 2 old ladies
responsible.
telling me to turn my toys off. All I want to do is fly my drone with my dog while I'm watching football. I just want to have some fun, man. I just want to have a little bit of fun. All I'm trying to do. I just want a Pepsi.
Is she still? Does she? The Santa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, she's still on board.
And Elf. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still
the
on
elf,
board.
okay.
I think they're, but then like
Ours
we
are
were
on board too.
We were also discussing it. We were talking about how
I was like,
I
do
can't
you
believe
think
the
she's
kids at
playing
school haven't-
along?
I
was
think
like,
she
do you
leans
think
in. I think she's leaning in.
she wants to believe?
No, yeah, their kids are talking about it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I did that though. I was one of those kids that I can remember the guilt I had because there was a part of me that felt like I was taking something away from my parents. I can remember that. I can remember feeling that guilt. And so I think I was more apt to be like, well, nobody, like my friends would be like, I know it's not really. And I'd be like, no one knows. I got to do that with
It's
you
like
now.
God.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, man. There's no prayer. I
there's-
kind of kept it vague because I was like, I want it so bad. And I want it for my parents because it's so fun. And it's like, I don't want to destroy this.
There's
I
no
kind
proof
of
he
hope
doesn't
I
exist.
hope it turns into that for us though, where like they just sort of realize it on their own. And
Me too. That's what
we
I'm
just
hoping.
keep it going, and
Yeah.
everybody kind of
'Cause it's the
eventually
spirit
just
of Christmas,
knows.
'cause that's what my mom
right.
always said
I don't
is-
want to have to have like a sad conversation with them about it.
Or you lied. Like,
Yeah,
oh
no.
God, don't do that to me, man.
Yeah, if they ask me about it, I'm just be like, of course it's real.
Yeah. Then I'm
I'm
hiring.
just gonna say that forever, and then however old they are when they realize I'm
Man,
lying.
maybe
Then
that's
I'm
the wrong
hiring-
play, but I am with you 1,000%, and I know that's not even real. But like this one over here is more about like, let's sit her down. We got to talk to her
I'm
about.
never gonna
We got to talk
ruin
to her
it
about
for
her
her.
vulva, and we got to talk to her about her hood. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you doing?
Hey,
It's
well,
like every-
you're allowing her to watch Bob Burgers
I
and their
was, yeah.
sex
They
store
yeah,
episode.
I was watching Bob's Burgers. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm walking down the stairs brushing my teeth, and Gene is fighting another boy for a real doll. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great show.
oh God, oh my
Do you want to do a couple of voicemails and get out of here, buddy?
Yeah.
We got a couple. Let's try this one right here. This is something I've been craving lately. Out of control craving cigarettes. I'm out of control craving them.
You're talking on Monday's ACT with Ross about, it was funny because it triggered me when he had said that my mom used to send me to the store to buy cigarettes when I was a kid. I did this. When I was a kid, I would go to the corner store, which knew who, it was like a little neighborhood store, and I brought a note with me from my mom along with the, money, and I would get the change. I could use the change usually to go buy some candy and take the note along with everything back to the house and cigarettes. Here you go. And yeah, nowadays, not a chance, but I couldn't believe when I heard that. I was like, yeah, I did that. BDM for life.
Actually, I disagree with this guy. He says nowadays not a chance. Totally disagree. You could go down to this store that we still buy our beer at, the one that I buy if I'm going over to your house to watch football.
Oh,
that guy will still sell Maisie, Tommy, Max,
No.
anything they want.
No,
That
no.
Middle Eastern guy down there, you don't think he
No,
would?
no, because
I think he would.
Everybody, you lose his
Stinks,
license.
yeah.
He's still cutting they're still cutting open the packages. He's
selling half a pack.
He's still
Yeah, yeah.
selling half a pack. He
A
buys
beer.
them at Costco or BJ's, and then he cuts them in half. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, but the actual like tobacco and alcohol thing, like they're afraid of.
What's the
losing-
rule on
We used-
THCA?
We used to get the Fina. There was a
At the
Fina
Fina
gas
store,
station.
yeah.
Yeah, Fina.
And
I haven't heard that in a minute.
We called it the famous Fina. I don't know if anybody else did. That's a thing, but
No, you got
they would
Fina
give you a
feet.
card, like it was a special card, and then you kept it. And if you showed the card, you were allowed to buy alcohol underage.
Yeah. So the
Yes.
camping
like
trips.
they know you're cool. You know they're cool. They give you a card to verify that you're cool. They're like, come back, bring me the card. I'll take care of you.
Oh, I like that.
So we had a.
That sounds very Armenian to me. I like that. They got a system worked out.
The
I
only
like
time
that.
I've ever bought cigarettes is for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I would tell her. I mean, but she hated it too. She'd put her
I'm
foot
like-
down. Sometimes she wouldn't do it.
Did he smoke when y'all got together?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was 3 packs
Menthols.
a day. Yeah. Marlboro ultralight menthols.
I would have to like write it down because I'm like, I don't know how to order this. Like, what am I?
It's not ordering. It's not like you're going to a drug dealer. That's how. That's what it was like with her. She'd go in there. She'd be like, Marlboro ultralight menthol.
Marlboros give me a real bad hangover if I'm drinking and I have a Marlboro.
You're a Camel lady?
No, I like a Parliament Light.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't. They don't give me that weird like chemical headache. Or something.
Were you ever a Virginia Slim?
No.
I remember the
I think
old
my
ladies.
grandmother smoked
Yeah, the
those,
old
though.
ladies.
I used to smoke anything though. You'd be downstairs for radio, and then, not to bring her up twice in one show, Melissa Fox walked down there and hand you some Virginia Slim. I'll smoke the shit out of it. Like I'd smoke anything, any cigarette they gave me, I would smoke
listen,
it.
if that's all that was available, I wasn't picky.
Any
you
of
know?
them. Like, and then I went through a series for a while. Like, because to me it was both the oral fixation, I believe, and I thought it was cool. I would smoke 100s for a hot minute. I was like, I'm gonna be the littlest guy with the biggest cigarette.
It just takes so long to finish.
But I liked it
It's
because
like, instead of 10 minutes, it's 15.
and I smoked 10 minutes. Oh my God, no, he knew. Yeah, you knew how fast I smoke. I smoke a cigarette in I could smoke a full cigarette in like 75 seconds.
I didn't like to smoke fast. I want to sit there for a while. Take
Yeah.
it slow, enjoy it.
Yeah, with a coffee.
Even
Oh.
right now, my fingers,
I know.
they
I
want
miss
to
it.
go into
Mine
the...
too. Mine too. I miss it. There's a.
I'm
There
going
was
to
a
get crazy this weekend in Miami, boys.
And I used to, I'm so jealous. And I used to love that feeling because there's a feeling, and I can't even describe it, but we could probably talk to a doctor where if I took the first sip of coffee and that first draw of cigarette, my anus would like go,
Yeah.
It goes
Give
like,
you diarrhea.
it goes like, it moves and it's like ready to, and it like you're ready to go.
So they're talking about a feel. Did you ever get a feeling from it? Like, was it just like?
From
or-
the smoking?
Yeah.
Yeah. The nicotine is
Yeah.
that's
No.
a goddamn drug.
Let's
these
get on
days.
Zens. Let's do
but I'm
Zens
like-
tomorrow.
Yeah. And nicotine isn't that bad for
On the
I-
Friday
it's-
Free Show, we're doing Zens this
What
year.
are you?
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
It's
do
the
this.
little pouch that it's like a snus, right?
Yeah, it's like snuts. I'm gonna do
Don't
the
get-
challenge. You put it in your foreskin. That's the new thing.
No, my
Yeah.
God.
Baker Mayfield
Do
does it.
not mess up your
Baker
teeth
Mayfield
or
does
gums.
it. Baker Mayfield. I'm not. I'm gonna put it in my foreskin.
Well,
Go Bucks.
That's the thing.
No, because then you put that in me.
I'll
watch
it. The nicotine apparently isn't bad for you.
Yeah,
like
you just
it's all
absorb
the-
it. You just
all the
absorb
other
it on
shit.
your member.
It makes your brain work better.
Yeah.
Makes you
But
work
it's-
out better.
it's
So did
funny.
you just?
That's a Joe Rogan
Yeah,
told me.
Because I've never seen him.
He smoked for the nicotine. But Daniel and I, we have an emotional
Yes,
attachment.
you
Yeah.
do have an emotional attachment.
Yeah,
too.
I
You didn't
did.
have that.
I would also do. That's why I always. The only reason I make fun of you throwing your cigarettes in the pool, or when you put like, the only reason I make fun of it is because I do it. That's the only reason I make fun of it. Like, and I feel like I've earned that right. Like another thing that I do, and you can answer yes or no if you don't want to go into detail, is that I'll buy a pack of cigarettes. Haven't done it in 20 or
Right.
whatever years, but I would do this when I wanted to quit. I'd buy a pack of cigarettes. I'd take 3 out, smoke. Then I'd walk over to the sink and I'd
Turn on the
turn
faucet.
on the faucet and squirt water in them. I'd be like, I've ruined them, and put them in the trash. But then I'd let them dry out and re-smoke them.
But they were all brown then.
Yeah, but then they're all brown. But who
Smoke a
cares?
brown
I smoke a brown cigarette. I'll smoke any cigarette.
And then
I'll
they
smoke,
taste
I'm addicted
weird.
to it. It's also like the chips.
Yeah.
Like when I hand the chips, I
Like,
I
get
do
this
it to
away
Andrea.
from me.
I like get
Would-
these chips away from me.
What if your boys, or what if you found them smoking? What would you do?
No, it's
I mean, one of us.
Shave their
I
head
mean,
while
out
they're
of
asleep.
the,
I don't know.
out of the
Game
three of us,
over.
I mean, one of us is gonna. I mean, maybe not. Maybe
Kids
not.
don't smoke anymore. They'll
Yeah.
vape.
But they'll
I hope
vape.
not.
They'll vape. It'd probably be Maisie. 'cause
I
she'll
already
probably
started
sneeze.
telling them that they are going to get glass shards in their lungs. if they
Popcorny
vape.
lungs, yeah.
Oh, that's good. The misinformation. Yeah, I like that.
Listen, I'm
Throw 'em off
misinforming
the
all
trail.
kinds of stuff. I also tell them their girlfriend better like their mother or she's not worth a damn.
Or what is that?
So it's early inception. You got to really Get it in there.
If you're,
I wish I'd laugh a little bit because I'm like, wait till you see what Tommy gets. He's gonna get a real and she ain't gonna like you.
I think Max is gonna be the one who gets the bitch.
Oh, really? No.
He's already got this girl that he doesn't know what to do.
But he's emotional. He'll get the robot. You see what I'm saying? Like you always get the opposite.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway.
I mean, Maisie, we don't even have any of that yet, do we?
No, there's like a boy that's cute.
Oh,
and
is
he
there?
has glasses.
Oh, yeah, he does have glasses. She likes a nerd. And I'm like, yeah, stick with that.
Yeah.
But I think, she would be totally bossy.
Oh, yeah, she already is. She bosses all her friends around. She's miserable to be around.
But she has said lately she likes sitting with the boys at lunch because they're funny. And I was like, oh.
Like daddy. Let's do one more. Let's do this one right here.
Hey guys, it's Sean from Vegas. I wanted to share a little bad at life, good at life story for you guys. Last year at this time, I bought a car, and I needed to get some things fixed on it in order for it to pass the smog inspection, you know what I mean, so I could get it registered. And, one thing led to another thing, and I couldn't get it. I tried to fix everything I could in the car, and the only thing that's left for me to fix in this scenario is something that's located inside the gas tank. It's beyond my ability. I don't really want to mess with it. I want to burn myself alive. So I kind of put it off, another month. And before I know it, on December the 12th of last year is when I tried to do this. And so now on January 4th of next year will mark 1 full year of not paying for car insurance or registering the vehicle. And I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. Come and get me, I guess. Anyway. Take it easy.
There you go. Thank you for your service. I thought that was worth playing, right?
I don't know anything about it like smog. So is he just driving it without insurance and registering it? Or is it just sitting for a year?
He must be in California or some
He said he's in Vegas.
Vegas.
Oh,
yeah, it's in Vegas area.
Because me and Daniel are old enough, and Crystal too. I don't think you fell right below this, where I remember going and taking my truck to the inspection place and then putting a fucking wand in
I never did that.
You never did that?
No.
I never did that.
You're older than I am.
No, but it was never in Florida.
I never did that either.
I had
Really?
I promise you I didn't.
Yeah.
Never.
I remember my mom and dad talking about it. So
did I make up a false memory? I remember driving and it was like bays, long ass bays, and I pulled up and then they put a fucking wand in my exhaust in my mini truck and my.
Was it the age of your car?
Maybe
was it required at the age of your car?
Yeah, did you have a classic car?
It was like an 80s.
It was an 82. It was like an 82 or maybe 1982.
I wonder if it was old
S15?
enough and they were like, "Yo, we have to test
S15.
that because it's a classic mini truck."
Yeah, but you had that old Datsun.
I
or
had an
whatever.
82 Rabbit,
A
yeah,
Rabbit.
same age.
So
no, they didn't do it for that. I remember
was
taking
it Miami or some shit.
I remember taking a driving test on that car, but that was it. There was no like.
Yeah, I remember my mom talking about the emissions tests, but I don't think I never did that.
I remember my
like
dad
the
having to get a
last year.
sticker. Like I
the
remember,
emissions, yeah.
I remember
you couldn't get a renew registration or tag
Right.
unless you got your admissions test.
Yeah.
I've only heard about
happened to
it
me.
in other states, but
Yeah, it used to be. And it was
Do you
the
think
last
you remember
year. And then,
going with your mom?
Right.
Maybe?
I feel like maybe you remember going with a parent.
Because like I remember, I think I
Maybe.
remember going with my dad we had a Honda Civic, the little white bubble one. Oh, I wish I had that car.
here we go. The state of Florida abolished all vehicle emissions test requirements back in the 1990s. There are currently no vehicle emissions test requirements to register a vehicle in the state of Florida.
but what year
Well,
in
if it
the
was
90s?
96, maybe you were doing that.
If it was mid 90s, yeah, but I couldn't. Maybe I had. But I remember specifically
Yeah.
being there, but it could have
I
been
guess
my mom
so, if
driving.
it was the 19...
Yeah, you probably were there.
I started driving.
There are stations you can get your car checked without like mandatory. You can go in Miami and Dade County. It says.
Why would you do
No,
that?
I wouldn't. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no. And the
Nobody's
vans
doing that.
don't do anything unless
Yeah.
it's mandatory,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
we're about
exactly.
to go to prison.
Yeah, no, exactly. Why would you do
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah,
no
like-
one should do that.
Every single year, or every 2 years, whenever my car registration expires, I let it expire because I forgot and then I procrastinated.
It's your
and
birthday.
No, I don't. It doesn't.
So they stopped doing it June 30th of 2000. Former Governor Jeb Bush ended the requirement due to high costs and long wait times. He claimed that the test did little to reduce pollution in the state and that ending them would save drivers tens of millions of dollars each year.
Yeah, so it was 2000. Weird that you never remember doing that.
No,
either.
never
Like,
had to do it.
Maybe your dad just did it for you or something?
Well, I mean, for my car, I think it has to do
2000, you were on the radio.
But I think it has to do with how old your car is. Like, I think,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I had a I had an 82 Rabbit,
The 82 Rabbit I traded for an 89 Bronco. 89 Bronco I traded for a 98 car. So,
yeah.
So like
Yeah, there were some that, like, if you brought a pre-owned or out-of-state vehicle, it must be inspected before you can register or transfer it to Florida. If it has an out-of-state title, if it is emitting visible exhaust for more than 5 seconds.
Oh, I bet it was the car lot, right? So
If
if
you
I bought my 82, like I wasn't buying it from somebody, like I was buying it from a car lot. I bet you they did it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't know, but that is interesting because I remember the line. I remember sitting in the line. I remember my dad complaining about the line.
Yeah.
I remember him being like, "Oh God, this takes forever. We have to get up there."
And I thought it was a thing you had to do every year. Or
I
some
think
shit.
it was, yeah,
like once a year.
And I remember a little orange sticker. Like I remember we were going through and we were in the Honda, and I remember I was riding shotgun with Dad, and we went through. And then the guy came in. He's like, "All right, you're good to go." And he puts a little sticker on the thing and gave him his paperwork, and we drove it, and that was it. And I remember my dad bitching about it, like, "Oh, that took forever."
Yeah, so it seems like this guy just is driving a non...
So a whole year went by.
I like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, me and Crystal have gone a long time without renewing our license, our registration.
I made it 9 months once on an old tag.
Yeah.
Around
Before
here,
I realized it.
Around here, they will tow you if you park around here and don't have an updated sticker.
Yeah.
They slap a thing on you and they'll tow you.
Yeah, it's because Andrea calls you in. 100%. And there's other people that do it too. I caught an old man. Remember that old man I caught? I caught this old man in the parking lot behind my house, walking and looking at all the cars and like writing down the numbers on his phone. I'm like, what the hell is that guy doing? That's an asshole, right? That's a straight asshole.
But there has been abandoned cars. I think they, people just, these are, parking lots.
No,
and
this
they just
guy,
abandon
saw the guy. He was just walking through and he's like, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
They're HOA people. They're, volunteer to keep the neighborhood.
Well, it's not hurting anybody. It's in a parking lot.
It's a crappy car.
No, not the one, that one. Yeah, there was one that, you ever see those people,
There's
rich
one
people?
I'm watching right now.
I like those, the rich people that have like a BMW and then one window is cracked down and it rained in it and it's growing moss inside of it and they just leave it. It's like a 2015 BMW and they'll just leave it and let it it'll become part of the earth now.
If you have like an unsightly car that's been there and it's obviously abandoned, yeah, I would call on that for sure. But to walk around a parking lot and just look for expired tags to call in, that's...
Yeah.
You know what I want? I want to give my sons the ability to have a cop follow behind them and not get nervous their entire lives.
Oh, they have that now. Yeah, they have that now. Right?
I don't know.
I guess so.
Yeah. Or maybe they get...
Every time I've ever seen a cop in my entire life, I have been extremely nervous.
Yeah, me too. If a cop...
And instantly, like...
Well, they're not nervous of cops because they have no reason to be nervous of cops, right?
Right, but did I?
Yeah, because we were so irresponsible. We always
weren't you doing drugs?
No.
Drinking and stuff?
Yeah, Crystal didn't even drink until she was in her 20s. But
truancy? Having some truancy?
Well,
I did dabble in some truancy.
Okay.
And
you look like a truant.
We always, there was something wrong with our license, something wrong with our registration.
Because there were other things more important.
Did you think like, oh man, maybe I have a warrant out for myself?
Yeah, it could have been we just never.
Or did I not pay for, did I go through a toll and not pay it and now my license is suspended, but I didn't even know it? Didn't that happen to Tom?
Yeah, that happened.
They took our license plate. The cop took our license plate.
But that's not my favorite. My favorite was when you picked up the little homeless black lady that almost killed you. Is my favorite story.
Oh, in Chicago?
Yeah. When she took you down a dirt road. She was taking you down a dirt road to murder you.
She wouldn't tell
Crystal
me
used to pick up hitchhikers all the time as a teen.
I wish she still did that.
She used to tell me, she's like, I picked up this hitchhiker on the turnpike and I drove him. I was like, what the fuck?
And my little white, I have Volkswagen Beetle, 16 years old.
Yeah.
But I felt bad for them. They had like a gas can in their hand, or their, the hood was up.
This was like back in the heyday of
him a hand.
serial killers too.
They
do that in islands still all the time. Pick up hitchhikers.
Yeah.
I never picked up anybody that looked like a murderer. I only picked up people who looked like they needed a hand.
That's what the murderers disguise themselves as. They're holding an empty gas can.
Make sure you carry a gas can so you look like you need a hand.
They're like, I don't need gas, I need blood.
I bet those people,
were they men or women? Did you pick up?
Always men.
In this can is what I like to call my rape juice.
I bet every single one of those people will remember me.
Well, now you and Tom have a lot in common.
They probably are all like, one time I was walking, this little girl, she was just nice. She picked me up. She gave me a hand.
She drove off
Saved
before
me.
I could kill her.
I remember Crystal, she's like, we need to take this lady in 7-Eleven to
These
to
are my
Publix.
favorite stories. He would come in so defeated from something like, what happened? Pick up another old grandma?
And then the lady...
You got in the car. I wasn't even in there. You were in the 7-Eleven, and you said this old lady in there is trying to... She's asking the clerk if she can have a phone to call a cab. And I'm like, it's 9 o'clock or 9:30 at night. Some old lady's calling a taxi from the 7-Eleven? No. So I went in and
Not on my watch. I'm going to help this old lady.
Well, when she turned around to look at me, she had thick black eyeliner on the bottom of her face.
Oh, yeah.
Big
Raccoon.
red lipstick all over here up to her nose and her chin. Oh, my God.
My guy's like the Babadook.
I let her in the car.
It looked like the Babadook.
Oh, yeah.
She yelled at me the whole time, too. You're going to break my walker.
We have we loaded her walker in the back, and I was like, "What the?" She had
my favorite.
She had a Publix bag filled with cash.
$1 bills.
Yeah, filled with
Crumbled up $1 bills.
Get cash and scratch off tickets.
I love it. Craziness.
And then I was
Just
like,
so much crazy.
I gave her a gift card as she said, "What is this, $10?" And I was like, "You fucking bitch! I drove you to Publix."
Yes.
I almost ran Crystal over because she was loading the thing.
Yeah, I remember
I
that
got
part.
flustered and I hit the reverse. And then I hit Crystal. She's like, "What the fuck?" I was ram you. And I'm like, "Oh, I got this goddamn crazy homeless
it
lady."
wasn't the lady. She was
Stinks.
like, take a right here. There's nobody going to kill you at the end of the cul-de-sac.
That was the one in Ohio.
Yeah. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and she's like, "Go."
Skibbity.
It was Canton, Ohio. But
whatever.
Yeah, she wouldn't tell me where she was going. She just said, "Don't worry about it, baby. You just make a
about
left
it.
up here." And I was like, "I'm
I'll
not doing
be
that.
over soon, baby.
Tell me where we're going, or you're gonna get out of the car."
You got
be
paranoid.
over soon, baby.
Like,
when
I
they
would.
slit your throat.
I had one of those in Chicago.
I would have known if we were driving into a trap. I know what a trap looks like.
You were not even looking around.
How old were you guys?
Hold on a second. This looks like a fucking trap.
like-
shit. Too far in.
It's like 10 years ago.
Don't call it a trap.
It might
Came back
11 or
out.
12 years ago.
Yeah.
I had one when I was 16 in Chicago, and the lady overheard me and my friends. It was just me at 16 and a friend at 17 there for a concert. And she overheard us on the train talking about, we'll just walk from the train to the venue. And she was like, that's a really long walk through cornfields. She's like, I'll drive you. And I was like, okay. So she took us to her house.
That lady,
and their husband was like,
Eileen
what?
Fordos. That lady was Eileen
her house
Fordos.
first. And their husband was like, why do you have children
He's like,
in your
awesome
car?
team.
And then she drove us
I've
to the
seen these
venue.
videos.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God. He's like,
I wonder if she
is this
remembers
free
me.
use? I don't know how to do this. How do I start free use? Do I just pull it out and just start hitting your cheek with it? Like, what do I do for free use?
I remember a kid being like, "I wish there was free use." Like,
What is that? I don't know what you're
that.
saying.
You don't know.
Don't worry about it.
EJ
Don't worry
knows.
about it. Yeah.
Only.
Go home and look it up.
Yeah. Don't look it up. Yeah.
Free use or for use?
Free use.
No, free use.
Is it like free use of your dick?
Well,
it's not.
Yeah. And it's kind of, you're like, well, this is borderline. This is
You're
borderline
like, wow.
inappropriate.
And I'm like, it's
But-
art. It's art.
Yeah. But then I tell myself, I'm
It's
like,
a
this
performance. It's an art performance.
Yeah, this is a fantasy
It's a
of what I
it's an
want.
art performance.
Yeah. And they look happy.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
care. They're
It's
still
fine.
doing the business. Like, she's
Yeah.
a lawyer
She's
doing
reading
business.
the book. She's reading the book.
Yeah. She's not even. you know.
She doesn't even know. I'm not even like nothing.
But then sometimes she'll say something to him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she's like, she
Well,
does know.
I don't
and
like
she's-
that. I
I
don't
think
like
their
it.
brains are fried. I have no.
No, our brains are just fine.
Half of our audience know what we're talking about.
Yeah, they'll have to matter.
Not the old ones.
Not the females, I think.
Oh, they know. Some of them know too.
Yeah. You know, I meet some girls that watch porn all the time, and they're like, I know what you watch. I watch the same shit. I'm like, really? I'm like, I'm like shocked.
I don't think.
And they're like, I like hunting too. I'm like, oh, you kill a
Hunting.
deer? Like, it blows my mind
Yeah.
when
You like free use and hunting? Oh my God.
I'm like, this is
Something about Mary.
Is free use a sub thing you could find on?
I'm gonna go on my private search right now.
I mean, yeah, you can find
If I
it.
incognito
it's new too.
You know what I would say?
It's
I'd
4K.
say who's asking.
Can I find it on xvideos.com?
Yeah. It's a new. It's huge, a new thing. This
Yeah.
is not old.
It's not old.
Like,
it's
which is
it's
weird.
relatively new.
Yeah.
Late
Like,
2000s.
Yeah. Anyway,
Started gaining popularity. There we go. That's a good ending.
Right.
Took us the whole show to get there.
Crystal goes, oh, our eyes are getting big.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on.
Don't show it on the
No,
show.
we won't show it.
Yeah. By the way, this is every young boy's fantasy,
It really
which
is.
is why it's a
I
thing.
don't know. All the still images look like any other video.
You're like,
No.
I wish I could just do it without any sort of the rigmarole.
Yeah, what I have to do. Yeah. Sometimes
like
you just
now-
want to pull your pants up and walk to public.
Like literally now in the business or at home when
Yeah.
she's cooking an omelet.
Yeah. It's the equivalent of like taking your shit and just pulling your pants back up and walking away.
Yeah. Like I don't want to do.
Yeah, I don't
all
want to.
the-
I want to be an animal.
Yeah. I want to be an animal. And
Is it the same like you just come?
Oh, you
and
just
you
walk
leave
up
it?
and do it, and then the person just continues about their day.
Yeah.
Now you got it.
So that's like
Now you got it, Jack.
that's just one step less than what you do
Oh, that's why.
already. It's really cool.
I don't even know what to say to that.
No, I gotta do a
Goddamn.
whole
It's just
way
a-
more. I gotta do way more than that.
It's just a little less effort than what you're putting
I'm
in.
fucking
Oh, there's
crying.
more effort than that. No, just like-
You get free use?
no, I don't get free
motherfucker
use.
gets free
No,
No, definitely not.
no. If it was true free use, it'd be happening right now.
All right, we got to get out of here.
All right. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, bye.